And we are live again. Off we go. So my name's Brad. This is the Let's Get Inspired live vlog. We are actually on episode 80. Today is Sunday. It's the 18th of January 2026. It's 10:30 in the morning UK time. Today, I'm going to be warming up at first, of course, but we're going to be today's title of today is Traits of 5D Consciousness. What are the traits? Quiet, deep, and aware. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to... Hi, Johnny. How are you? How are you, Johnny? You okay? Good morning. Well, it's morning here. What time is it in Paraguay, Johnny? Nice to see you. I hope you're okay. I'm just beginning. I'm just going to type something in, Johnny. I know whoever else is watching. One moment, please. So people know what I'm talking about. I'll just type this in the best I can. I'm just being quiet for a moment. I've only just begun. One moment, sorry, going quiet there. There we go, just beginning. So traits, one moment, let me just minimize that a little bit, move it a little bit. There we go, it's not perfect, but that'll do. So traits of 5D consciousness, all comments are going to be read. I'm going to start talking in a moment. I've just started, sorry guys, I'm going a bit slowly here. Technology's getting the better of me a little bit. Let's just, there we go, that's great. So I'll just warm up for a while and then I'll start speaking about it. So Johnny saying good morning. Good morning, Johnny. Hope you're okay. It's 7:30. Is that in the morning or the evening, Johnny? Forgive me. I'm not good with the time differences there. Johnny saying he's doing great. How are you? I'm good, thanks. I was really tired yesterday, Johnny. I've been working all week. I slept a lot last night, so I feel a lot better. I feel a lot more rested compared to yesterday, to say the least. Johnny is saying good morning to Zuki. Zuki saying good morning to both myself and to Johnny. Oh, it's 7:30 in the morning. Okay, so it's a few hours difference, basically, isn't it? 3 hours difference, is it? 3 hours difference. Time difference compared to the UK in relation to Paraguay. So I have got my notes with me, to be open and honest, but I'm going to be it's only a few notes that I've got. So I'm going to start. Let's get on with it. So this live isn't about being better than anyone else. 5D consciousness doesn't mean you're better than 3D consciousness. I think that's an important thing. I suppose it could be really easy to think, oh, 5D is so much better than 3D. And then the ego can kick in and you think that you're above people or better than people. But that's not the point of it all, in my opinion. This is about awareness, what I'm going to be talking about. Some people are operating in survival and fear, and I think we've all been there, and we all will be there in the future at some point, operating on a fearful, sometimes even apathy is the lowest, isn't it? Apathetic survival and fear. Other people, but some people are there all the time. They operate from fear constantly, intensely. More 3D, let's say. Others we're more in the now, more in the present. We have presence, we have compassion. We're more in a higher vibrational quality, let's say. Not saying that it's better than the other, just different. Have you ever felt out of place? I have for a lot of my fucking life. So I can really relate to this. Have you ever felt like you're too deep? In a lot of the situations, yes. Too much. So you end up if you're too deep and you're around the wrong people, you try and speak about certain things and you shut down because it's not being received very well. So you dim your light in a way, or that you're too aware. You see things that other people don't see. You see situations that other people don't see. It's if you're an introverted person like myself, believe it or not, I have a very deep introverted side. If you see me in a group of people, I'm usually quiet. I know it's contradictory. Right now I'm speaking because I have to, because I'm on my own in a room speaking on YouTube. But a lot of the time I'm the quiet one, so I'm just watching. So then this will resonate. So anyway, I'm gonna just read the comments, guys, and then we'll crack on. So Jonah saying hello. Hi to Jonah. Your drummer's got sacked. Why did your drummer get sacked, Jonah? We can't find a good one. Well, Jonah, I'm assuming not many people can play the drums, can they? It's a very specific skill, isn't it? Not everyone's got that skill. Especially, yeah, I bet it can be difficult to find a drummer. Why did they get sacked, Jonah? Is the question. Jonah's saying hello to someone, but I can't read that. Sorry, Jonah. Johnny's saying, I've adopted a way of viewing the world, not in good or bad. That's very wise. Sometimes something works better for something specific. Yes, Johnny, absolutely. Looking at things that are not as good or bad, like a neutral perspective, that's very, well, that would be very five-dimensional, basically, kind of thinking. Does people even believe in this as well? That's another question. I'm talking about 5D consciousness, 3D consciousness. Some people might not even believe in this, which is absolutely fine. Everyone's got their own opinion. Johnny says hi to Jonah. Jonah's saying hello. Jonah says our guitarist is mid. Drummer is non-existent. Maybe not as invested as the others, Jonah. Johnny said they played in a band in high school. It's not easy to get a group together. I bet it's not. Everyone has their own. Some people will be more invested than the others, won't they, Johnny or Jonah? They'll be more invested than the others, especially when you're younger. Yeah, it's getting the right people around, I suppose. That people, I think you've got to really love it to be all in on it. And it's all about consistency as well. Fucking consistency is everything, man. And keep turning up, even when you don't feel like it sometimes. Keep going. Jonah's saying, I know, I do struggle to not compare myself to people like Damon Albarn. He got sent to music school and found a band, no effort. Is Damon Albarn out of Blur and the Gorillaz? He must have had to work hard, Jonah. However, he would have been given, let's say, privileges, private school, maybe, I'm assuming. And it really does set them up for success. The life's not always fair. Doesn't mean that other people can't make it either, but some people just get a head start in life. So they'll have a rich mum and dad. They get to go to private school. They'll have the parents will have connections and the know-how to how to set up a business, how to make money, how to get advantages, get ahead in life. And that's just the way it goes. Some people are just very lucky with that. You still need to work hard, though. These people still need to work hard, in my opinion, to achieve what you've got to achieve. But life's not always fair. Johnny says, yeah, you are a personal assistant. Who do you think you are talking to like that? This is basically, we've got, okay, this is really, you are a personal assistant. Thank you so much. You're giving a really good example of what a three-dimensional person will do. Not all three-dimensional people will be like this. They tend to be narrow-minded, and they tend to, what they're trying to do, they're using the power of suggestion, as you are. How do you dare talk to people like that? They're trying to manipulate you, trying to make you feel guilty. Not all 3D people do this, but some do. And you're going to get them in life. You're going to get them in your life, basically. Who do you think you are talking to like that? How dare you, like, to me, I'm not talking to anyone in a bad way. Well, at least I don't think I am. You're trying to make me feel guilty. You're trying to hit my guilt button. You are a personal assistant. Which is a manipulative type of behavior, isn't it? Thank you for giving a good example of what a three-dimensional toxic person would do. John is saying, yeah, it was pretty rich, Damon was. Yeah, I can, yeah. It was set up. Started in easy mode. In a way, compared to everybody else, John, yeah. There's some truth to that, absolutely. He does have some good tunes, though. He does. He's talented. He's talented. but he's been given that platform, let's say. I haven't been given that platform. Most people haven't. You've got to make the best of what you have. Life's not always fair, though, unfortunately, Jonah. I wish it was, but it's just not. Johnny is then saying, I don't know about your situation, Jonah, but I always believe there is a way. Well said, Johnny. Maybe you can find people who are passionate on SM like Reddit. Good point, Johnny. There's always a way. You've got to really want it. And also, it's not having any, it's trying to remove the fear away from it. So the fear can attract, like law of attraction type of thing. If you're really fearful about making it, and you're like, I've got to make it, I've got to make it. And then you have fears, which is normal, I get it. It can hold you back. It's just having, it's having that belief. It's like that true belief, that energy, that excited energy about what you're going to achieve and how you're going to achieve it. And then just back it up with pure effort. It's easier said than done. And there'll be peaks and troughs along the way. Enjoy the process. Like what I'm doing this now, like I've got, how many subscribers have I got? 314 subscribers I had this morning. It's not loads at all. And I do appreciate everyone that likes. I appreciate everyone that subscribes. It really does mean a lot. But it's a slow growth process. I've been doing this for a year, but I just keep turning up. I try not to worry about the numbers too much. Just try to be, you know what I mean? Take away the fear away. That's what I'm trying to do. Anyway, good advice by Johnny there. Jonah saying it was easier to achieve, Jonah. You're right. If you've been set up, if you've gone to private school, your mum and dad have got connections. They might even have connections with the music business, and you're their son. You've got a good chance. And they're pushing you into creative arts. Winning. Is it fair? No. You are a personal assistant. Sorry, I thought you were threatening me. Don't be silly. No, I'm not threatening anybody. I don't threaten anybody. I'm basically, I try to help people the best I can. That's what I believe, why I believe I'm here on this earth. You are a personal assistant. I'm here to be of service to others and to be the best person I can be at the same time. Dispassionate observer, do you agree with Machiavelli? Please, can you be more specific? Dispassionate observer. Good question. Do I agree with Machiavelli? Can you give a bit more detail to that? Can you give me an example, please? Jonah's saying what? You are a personal assistant. I was just giving you an example. All right, thank you. Thanks for elaborating. Thanks for elaborating, you are a personal assistant. I can understand that more. Just never give up, Jonah. And Johnny's showing, Johnny's showing signs of a 5D consciousness level. It's like you warm. You want others to do well. You support other people. You don't feel threatened. A 5D consciousness, like a trait of 5D consciousness, Johnny just gave a great example, is don't give up. They're warm towards others. They don't feel threatened. If you've got a 5D level of consciousness, you're not threatened by the success of others. You're not like, I don't like them because they're doing better than me. You're actually happy for them. It's okay to be a little bit jealous of people sometimes, I suppose. Like think, I wish I had what they had, but use it to inspire yourself. Not in an envious way, in more of a like just a bit of jealousy. It's not always bad in my opinion, but in a healthy way, let's say, a healthy approach to it. But yeah, never give up. Good point, Johnny. Sander saying good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Sander. Good morning to you. Johnny saying exactly. You need to play with the cards you've been dealt with. You got to make the best of the cards you've been dealt with. Yeah. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. It's like if you've got a full head of hair and I haven't, from a her perspective, it's not fair. I went bald really young. You know what I mean? Is that fair? No, it's not. But I make the best of what I have, which is less is more from my perspective. I know that's a simple way of saying it. You make the best of the cards you've been dealt with. Everyone's got strengths. Everyone's got weaknesses. And you're just going to make the best of it. I suppose it depends on where you're born, doesn't it, as well? Imagine if you're born in, I don't know, Uganda, poor country, a lot of suffering. A lot of people are born with AIDS, HIV positive. Imagine if you're born into that. You're born with HIV and you're born in Uganda. How difficult is it going to be to make it then? There's levels to fairness, in my opinion. Anyway. Johnny says, Guten Morgen, Sander. Good morning. Sander's replying to Johnny. Good morning. Zuki says hello to Sander. Second channel of the Gremlin. Welcome back. Welcome back to everyone else as well, guys. Saying hi. Hi back to you. Sander's saying I disagree with Machiavelli. Why? Please explain. Please explain. Elaborate. Interesting. You don't always have to agree with someone either. Everyone's got their own perspectives. And that's another trait of being 5D. Having a 5D level of consciousness is, imagine I've got an opinion on something and then you have a different one. I'm open-minded. I'll listen to what you've got to say. I might not agree with everything that you say, but I might agree with some of it. Sometimes I'll have a thought on something and then I'll believe in it. I'll believe in my opinion. And then someone will come up with a better argument than me. But I just try, but because I'm open-minded, if I listen, I'll listen to what they've got to say. I'll think about it. I'll reflect upon what they have to say. And sometimes I'll even change my mind because someone might present me with better evidence. But my ego won't be hurt by it, if you know what I mean. That's a sign of 5D consciousness as well, a trait of 5D consciousness. And if any of these, I'll keep going with the comments, of course, but when I mention these traits, if they resonate with you, if they sit with you, think, I do that, or I don't do that, which is fine, then that'll give you an indication where you're at with regards to 3D or 5D. I think we steer into both of them, but I'll go into that later. Anyway, I'm going to read the comments, guys. I'll keep going. Dispassionate Observer saying, Sander, why do you not agree with it? Johnny's saying, I think that Machiavelli is important to understand so people don't want to take advantage of you. Yeah, it's good to have empathy. It's good to be understanding, but you can't be a limp-wristed liberal. You've got to stand up for yourself. You can't. It doesn't mean be a tyrant. It doesn't mean being horrible to people. But if toxic people are coming at you, because they are going to do in life, they're going to try and manipulate you, trying to guilt trip you. They're going to try and put you down, try and assassinate your character. Potentially, some people, they're going to be hot. That's just the way the world works. You need to stick up for yourself. So that's where the Machiavelli kind of concept would come in to an extent. Like, I'm not taking any shit. You're not going to walk all over me. I'm not a doormat. And then you put, boundaries in place, of course. But maintaining your own integrity as well. It's having that strength, but not becoming the tyrant yourself, if you know what I mean. You don't want to become the bully, do you? If you know what I mean. But don't take any shit at the same time. I agree with that aspect of that. Dispassionate Observer says, Johnny, 100%. Good morning, Dawn. Hi, how are you? I loved your story yesterday, by the way. I'm calling it the Blossom Story. Sorry, I think it was amazing. I'm just saying that it was. That's very profound. And sorry, I don't know. How do I say it? This is just to Dawn, by the way. Yeah, that was a very profound story and a very clear indication from the other side that you're doing the amazing things there. It was a really good story. Thank you for sharing that. It gives you hope, doesn't it? Well, it gives me hope anyway. And it's a great sign for you personally. And what about what you're saying yesterday? Sorry, I'll carry on reading the comments. Anyway, so Sander's saying Machiavelli basically, amongst other things, believed that everyone acts out of self-interest and inauthenticity just became power and personal interest. Interesting, Sander. Believe that everyone acts out of self-interest. Do we all act out of self-interest to an extent? Are we all selfish to an extent? Yes, we are. Even if you give someone something, a gift, it makes you, let's say, that's a very nice thing to do to someone, but it makes you feel good. Why are we nice to people? Because it makes us feel good. That kind of logic going on there. So I do believe that we are all selfish to an extent, but there's fucking levels to it. There's levels to it. Inauthenticity. I don't believe everyone is inauthentic. Some are. A lot of the world is. Abso-fucking-lutely. I don't know if anyone agrees with that. A lot of people who are three-dimensional will be inauthentic. They'll act out of self-interest, but it'll be really aggressive really aggressive. They'll walk all over people, stab people in the back just to win. 3D as fuck. 3D as fuck. Inauthentic. There's a lot of it in the world. 5D would be more real, more authentic. Just to gain power and personal interest. There's a lot of the world that's like that. A lot of CEOs that are like that. A lot of people in the workplace that are like that. I'm around it, and it's very difficult to deal with sometimes. It's hard. There's truth to that, Sander. A lot of the world is like that, but I don't believe all of it is. I think there's a better way. There's a better way, which is partly what I'm on about now, but it's a really good example. Thanks to Sander for that, and thank you to Dispassionate Observer for bringing it up as well. It's very interesting. Anyway, Dawn is saying happy Sunday to Sander. Sander's saying people are generally self-interested, unreliable, and easily swayed, necessitating a strong, sometimes ruthless leader. I do agree with this thought. He did have some great points. Yeah. That's also a sign of 5D consciousness. It's like, actually, I'm listening to what the evidence that's been presented. I'm thinking, got a good point there. I don't agree with everything, but got a good point there, got a good point there, got a good point there. And there's some truth to those things. Let me read. That's a really good comment, Sander. People are generally self-interested. People are generally unreliable. Yeah, can be. Easily swayed. Easily swayed, what does that mean? It's like, if you've got, imagine you think you work with a colleague, you think they're a nice person, you know they're a nice person, they've always been nice to you, and then all of a sudden, they've done something wrong, and then everyone's attacking them, and then what, easily swayed, so your opinion then is swayed to say that they're a bad person, even though you know they're a good person. That's when your integrity is at question there. And that can actually result in a ruthless leader, Sander. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's basic, yeah. It happens a lot. It happens a lot. It happens in the NHS, believe it or not. You think, oh, NHS, National Health Service. Everyone's caring, everyone's kind. There's a lot of politics there, man. A lot of hierarchy, big time. It loves hierarchy. It loves it, NHS. Very rigid system. Hard to navigate when you're living like a 5D consciousness level of understanding, let's say. You are a personal assistant saying, blame the monks of medieval Britain for your boldness. Yeah, okay. I'll blame them. You are a personal assistant. I'll have a word with them if I can. I think they're not here anymore, are they? Benedictine monks, weren't they? Anyway. Sander saying, Dawn, happy Sunday. Is Sana your name, or is it short for something? I keep forgetting to ask. Sana, I don't know what you mean. Sorry. How do you feel today? Sander's asking. Johnny on the Rise is saying there are lots of people who think in a very selfish way. Yeah, like a scarcity mindset there, Johnny. Understanding how that works and how to deal with that is essential. Fucking right it is. Absolutely. And also acknowledging the fact that people are going to be who they are. It's tough shit. Even if you don't agree with them and you think that what they're doing is fucking bang out of order, it's out of order, let's say, it's tough shit. They're going to do it anyway. And it's just basically navigating that in life. Easier said than done, isn't it? Good point again. Anyway, don't saying great, but I've trapped a nerve in my back, so I look 80. Oh, trapped nerve. Be careful with that one. That sounds painful, Dawn. Hope you're okay. I hope that the pain passes, let's say that much. Be careful as you go forwards. I'm sure you already know that. Yeah, stretching it would help. Sander's saying, but I definitely disagree that there isn't genuine, kind-hearted and good people out there. Absolutely, Sander. That's hope. That's true. There is people out there that are genuine. They're not a 5D consciousness person, let's say, with the traits of a 5D consciousness, just want to help people naturally. They just do it. They don't expect anything in return. They're not doing it to manipulate. They're not doing it to control. What can happen is if you're like that, imagine you're a genuine person and you're around loads of 3D people, which is fucking happened to me so much. And you're just genuinely just trying to be a good person. People can find it unbelievable. Like, what do you mean? Why are you doing that? They think it's weird because they're so used to that 3D life. And they think that you've got hidden motives sometimes. Like, you've got hidden motives. Oh, why are you being so nice? Why are you being too kind? What's wrong with you? Are you trying to get something out of them? Like, no, I'm just fucking being myself. Just being myself. I want everyone, you know, just not trying to manipulate anything. And then that can happen when you've been genuinely good and kind. And people can feel threatened by it or uncomfortable because you're being a good person. It can be difficult out there. It can be fucking difficult. That's what I've found in my life anyway. I don't know about everybody else. Anyway, I'll carry on speaking. Dawn's asking, how are you today? I'll answer that myself. I don't know about everybody else, but a lot better than yesterday. I was tired yesterday, Dawn. I had a, let's say, busy week. I slept really well last night, so I feel a lot better today, which I'm grateful for. This passionate observer is saying, Dawn, stretch it. That can help sometimes, this passionate observer. You've got to be careful with it, though. I bet it hurts, though. Think about all the nerve ending. Oh, it's going to be painful in the back. Sorry, I'll carry on. Sandra saying, well, laughing my ass off, Dawn. Welcome to 40s. You get aches and pains in life. It's not fun. Johnny is being, yeah, Johnny's saying, Dawn, I bet that hurts. I can only imagine. Sandra is saying, Dawn, if that was me, you asked about my name. My name is Sandra. It's not short for anything. No, it's not. It's not. Johnny's saying, Sandra, and I agree, there are good people. I do too. It's a bit sad if everyone's just ruthless bastard and that's it. It's like everyone's descended upon darkness, let's say. I believe that people are better than that. And I believe that people can be better than that. But at the same time, I'm not naive enough to know that a lot of people aren't. There's levels to everything, I suppose, as well, with regards to people being good and people being awful. Don't say she's trying to stretch it in every way I can, but my legs buckle some ways. When you move, LOL. So you're saying, is the 4D a thing too then in this sense? And within the logic that we're speaking, yes, it is like a transitional phase, Zuki, between the two. I believe we go through all the levels. 4D is just like when you become awake and aware of it, really, but you're still stuck into those 3D behaviors in a way, but you just become aware of what you're doing. It's like 4D is like a beginning of awareness, really. The very beginning of awareness. You just start to see the wood from the trees, if you know what I mean. You think, oh shit, why have I done that? That might not have been very nice. What I just did then would be an awareness of it. Or it could be like, oh shit, how does that other person feel? They might feel bad about what I've said. That's the beginning of it. What a lot of people do, though, they go to 4D, so they just become aware and they think, oh, this feels uncomfortable. Because it's uncomfortable in 4D because you're thinking, I want to go, ignorance is bliss, Zuki, innit? Ignorance is bliss. If I'm not aware of anything, now I'm completely blind and asleep, I don't have to think about all these deep things, which is not the best way to go. But that's what people do. They go to 4D, they see a little bit of it, think, oh, no, don't want to go there. And they go back to 3D. A lot of people just go to 4D for a little bit and then they go back to 3D kind of thinking. It's like a transitional phase, I would say, to say vaguely. I'm reading the comments best I can. Sandra's saying, Dawn, I'm good, thanks. Dawn was saying, oh, cool, I was just curious. Dawn says, yeah, it was spooky and exciting, and I agree, it was very obvious and clear, wasn't it? You know about your, let's say, call it spiritual experience, Dawn, that you've had recently. I think it's amazing. Anyway, if that's what in relation to what you're saying. Sandra says, Dawn, no worries, but my name generally comes from the name Alexandra, I believe. Apparently, my name means protector of people, and I believe I am that. I'd agree with that, Sandra. Dawn saying, oh my God, how cool is that? Mine just means morning, and it's ironic because I'm crap at mornings. Guess what my name means? My name's Bradley. Bradley means fucking open field. How shit's that? Honestly, my name means open field. There you go. Enjoy. Not much meaning to my crappy name. I like my name, but I love my name, should I say. But the meaning of my name's really, really bland. Like a field, really. There you go. I'm sad to say, LOL, that's a beautiful meaning, Dawn. I love mornings, but I do like sleep as well, laughing my ass off. I'm not great in the morning either, most of the time. Johnny's saying short-term vision, okay? If you're being genuine and friendly, you're playing the long game. Life's a game, I suppose. That kind of logic. Being genuine and friendly, playing the long game. Yeah, well, I think it pays off as well. It does. I believe so. Not always, don't get me wrong. People take your kindness for a weakness, which I say all the time, because they just fucking will. But I think it pays off in the long run. I agree, Johnny. Dawn says, I actually love mornings. I like being outside before everyone else, but I'm rubbish at getting out of bed. Getting out of bed's the worst bit, Dawn. Fucking hard. But once you're up, you're fine. Johnny's saying, Dawn, you need to go to bed earlier. Dawn is agreeing with Johnny. Dawn saying you definitely have a point. People are fickle. 1000%. People can be fickle. Not everybody. The right people won't be fickle in your life, but people can be fickle. Absolutely. People got a low attention spans. They get bored easily. I suppose we all get bored at some point with some things, which is okay, I suppose, but people can be very, very fickle. Chit up and down. Jekyll and Hyde person would be fickle, I suppose, as well, in a way. Johnny's saying, I love being outside before sunrise. Oh, I bet that's that quiet moment, isn't it? Yeah, you've got early bird catches the worm there, Johnny. Basically, in relation to what you're saying. Dawn saying, yes, yeah, it's amazing. And all the non-player characters come out and ruin it. Yeah, they fuck it up, Dawn. Non-player characters. It's difficult out there. Yeah. Let me spell your name. Melodrama Boy. Melodrama Boy. Hi, Melodrama Boy. My name's Brad, by the way. Thank you to anyone that's liked and subscribed. I appreciate you all. Just sending out some appreciation. So, Melodrama Boy says, why do people always trash the NHS? Alternative is private. Crack on. The US shows us when we have to pay for each service $5,000 just for an ambulance ride. Melodrama Boy, I completely agree with what you've just fucking said. I work for the NHS, Melodrama Boy, so I know. You're right. People trash the NHS. Wait until if it ever does go, then you'll know. People don't turn up for their appointments, Melodrama Boy. I work for them. Some people don't even turn up for their appointments, like operations. People wait ages to have their operations done and they don't turn up. Or some people turn up drunk. They turn up pissed out their minds in the morning. Some, not a lot, but some. And it's like, they can't be operated on. It's like someone else could have had that and it's free. It's fucking free. Some of the operations that I take part in, I'm a scrub nurse, they cost, just for the fucking equipment alone, it's over £10,000 for like a fusion of a spine. It's fucking expensive. But that's just for the equipment. You're not including all the staffing. It's fucking expensive. Some operations are £20,000. Some are £30,000. It can go beyond this. And some people don't even turn up for it. People take it for granted. The alternative to the NHS is fucking private, man. Good luck with that one. I agree with what you're saying, mate. Big time. Yeah, crack on, you're saying. Yeah, an American style one would be ridiculous. $5,000 just for the ambulance. Imagine the rest of the bills. It would cripple you. Sometimes the bills alone would be worse than the injury that you have. I agree 1,000%. It's taken for granted. It doesn't run perfectly. It used to be better in the past, the NHS, it is, but they do a lot right as well. They do a lot of good things as well, but the bad things stand out more. We're very lucky to have it. Will we have it forever? Is a debatable question. Dawn saying, oh, fuck, sorry. Sander, don't be sorry, Dawn. It's all good. Sophia, hi, Sophia. I do remember you. Do you remember me, you're saying, when I taught you something in Greek. Sophia, I do remember you. Welcome back. I hope you're okay. I do remember you though. Absolutely. Dawn saying, Brad is a cool name and I like Fields. I spend a fortune on Fields. All right. I can imagine you do with the horses that you have, the land that you have. Dawn saying, I really recognise some of the things you're saying. I remember thinking and going back to ignorance sounded so much easier. Ignorance is bliss. Sometimes I think that myself, if I'm honest. I think, I wish I didn't see all this bullshit. I wish I was just oblivious to all this crap that I'm seeing. But I can't. Once you let the genie out of the bottle, Dawn, you can't put the fucker back in, man. Once you become aware, it's that's it. That's it. I think that's just the way it is. I'm glad I'm aware, though. I really, really am. I really appreciate it. But sometimes it's fucking painful, as I'm sure you know. Ignorance is bliss, though, sometimes. I get that temptation of that. Jeremy, Byfield, how do you cope with your balding journey? How do I cope with it, Jeremy? Easily. Not easily, actually. I tell a lie. I tell a fucking lie. Like I've said this a few times. When I was in my 20s, I was going bald. I was receding. You're watching I had hair, believe it or not. And you're thinking, oh, fuck, it's going. And you're insecure. I was insecure as fuck. I was thinking, oh, no, it's going, it's going, it's going. And you try and make the best of it. Try and cut it a bit shorter or whatever it is. How do you deal with it? It's just take the leap of faith, Jeremy. That's how I did it. Took the whole thing off, shaved it all off. Then I thought, do you know what? I'm going to bick it, like razor blade it all off. And luckily, I looked okay with it and I felt okay with it. So once the hair's gone, the problem's gone. That's how I've dealt with it. That's not for everybody, by the way, but that's how I dealt with it. Melodrama Boys, they're saying, I agree it's not perfect. No. But people don't see the crap workers have to put up with. Melodrama Boys, you working for the NHS? Because I do too. And we do, yeah, there's a lot of crap that people put up with. You're absolutely right. Imagine coming into work as a nurse. I'm a nurse as well, by the way. So I can resonate with what you're saying. And treating some ungrateful sausage who whinges about the NHS. And some of these ungrateful sausages, Melodrama Boy, I'm fucking agreeing with you 1,000%. Some of them, they don't work. They don't do anything. They've never worked in their lives. They're useless eaters. Some of them. Some people have got genuinely can't work. That's totally different. And that's absolutely fine. I'm not on about those types of people. They genuinely need help. Help them all day long. But some people are just, they're out, you know, they just don't look after themselves and they're just self-entitled assholes and ungrateful and unappreciative of it. Yeah, Melodrama Boy, I absolutely. And also, you're thinking, sometimes I think to myself, I've paid to go to university, I'm working my ass off, I get taxed to death, and then I'm helping someone that I'm paying their wage, you're paying their wages as well. You could go down that line of thought. So Melodrama Boy, thanks for sharing, and I 1,000% agree with what you're saying. But the question is to Melodrama Boy, you might have already answered this, I've not got there yet. Do you work for the NHS? Johnny's saying, definitely ignorance is bliss, but I don't want that bliss. Johnny, 1,000% agree. Yeah. I'm tempted by it every now and again. Just every now and again. However, bigger picture, I don't want that. Lee, hi Lee. I'm going to call you Lee MB1. Lee MB1, we're all consciousness in different forms. What we carry within is mirrored by the world we see. Wow, that's so wise, Lee. I'm pinning your comment, mate. Wow. There's lots of other good comments as well. I can't pin them all. But Lee is saying we're all consciousness in different forms. Yes, perfectly. Well said. Perfectly. Sorry. What we carry within is mirrored by the world we see. Yes, our perception. And it comes from within, how we see the world. Do we see the world in a fearful way? Do we see the world in a hopeful way? Would it be a simple way of adding to what Lee is saying? Thanks for sharing that. And Johnny's 100% agreeing. You've just hit a home run there, Lee. It's bang on, in my opinion anyway. Dawn saying, I don't want it now, but there was a point I felt like it was me against the ignorance and it was scary. Dawn, oh my God, I can really, one moment, let me have a sip of tea. Sorry, guys, sorry. Dawn, I feel that so often I felt that so often in my life. It's so difficult, can feel so fucking lonely. Me doing this, speaking like this, has helped me massively, just because I felt like I work in a workplace and there's a lot of three-dimensional types of characters. Some of them are nice enough, but some of them aren't so nice. And it's really difficult. And it's like, it's hard. It's hard out there. A lot of ignorant, uncultured people that behave in toxic manners. And it feels like you just feel like you're lost in it all because no one can understand you. And they don't see the world that you see it in a way, and it's difficult. So I can resonate with that big time. And I still struggle with this today. Sometimes I'm better than I was though. Johnny's agreeing. You feel that every day, Dawn. Johnny? Yeah. That's it. Yeah, Johnny, I get it. Sandra's saying a good person is good because they're intelligent. And a bad person is bad because they are stupid. They do not understand that adhering to moral norms is something that is in their long-term interest. Fucking hell, Sandra, that's perfect. Well said. Well said. I'm pinning that now because it's a great one. A good person is good because they are intelligent, emotionally intelligent. Doesn't mean you have to be book smart all the time. Intelligence. There's different types of intelligence, isn't there? A bad person is bad because they're stupid. They're ignorant. They don't look at the bigger picture. They don't look about what they're doing can cause other people to not like them. And it can affect their growth potentially going forwards in their life. If you're punching everybody in the face, spitting in the face, undermining them, being a rude fucking asshole, what you're gonna pick up? Bad karma. You're gonna pick up enemies. You're gonna pick up people that are not gonna help you. Sometimes it's as subtle as you've got a genuinely good person who could really help you, and they just turn off the tap. They go, "I'm not fucking helping you. You're not a nice person. I don't trust you. You're dangerous. You're toxic. I'm not going to help you now." And then that alone is very subtle because these bad person won't see what's happened there. They won't be aware of it. But they could have had a lot of help in their lives, but they've just spat on it all. Basically, forgive the terminology here. They're pissing on their own chips. Pissing on your own chips. I love that saying. I know it's very crude, but it's like bad person just pissing on their own chips, basically. They do not understand that adhering to moral norms is something that is in the long-term interest. Absolutely, Sandra. Well said, by the way. Perfectly said. Sandra saying, I like this. I like that too. Dispassionate observer. Is Trump right to want Greenland? I'd say no, leave it alone. I'm not a political expert. Is he right to want it? I think it's out of order. Why? Leave Greenland. Greenland's just a country on its own. Why? Leave it alone. Fuck off, is what I say, dispassionate observer. But I don't know everything about all that kind of world. Leave Greenland alone. Let them live in peace. My opinion. Sanders saying, what do you think, dispassionate observer? Sanders saying, moral norms, being a good person, basically. Absolutely. Don't think you've nailed it, Sander. There are some intelligent, evil people too. Yes, they'll have intelligent in their own ways. Yep. But yeah, I agree for the most part. Yeah, there's going to be evil people that are super, super smart. Yeah, thinking about it. They're super, super smart. They might not have emotional intelligence, so to say, maybe not. But some people they're so smart, but they're ruthless with it. Melodrama boy is saying, and you've hit the nail on the head with some of them. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Some of them, definitely melodrama boy, in my opinion, anyway. Anyway, Johnny is saying, Sander, I think intelligence does not correlate to how you treat other people. Why? Explain a bit more, Johnny, if you can. It's good to have different opinions. It's great. Melodrama boy saying, I'm not an NHS worker, but know people who are there. I feel for them. Melodrama boy, I respect that. You're putting in relation to having a 5D level of consciousness, you would fit into that with that. Like you can put yourself in other people's shoes, basically. Would be a trait of 5D consciousness. You understand it. You understand it. You feel for them. You feel for other people. You care about other people. That's a really positive trait. Thanks for sharing. Dawn then saying, I think she means the NPCs, non-player characters who enable the government and the evil. One moment. NPCs meaning, to anyone that doesn't know, non-player characters, people that are just numb to everything. Yeah, they're easy to manipulate. People, the governments love people on a 3D level of consciousness. They give them there's mindless fodder for the masses. What's mindless fodder for the masses? Football, entertainment, concerts. These things are good, don't get me wrong. I go to concerts, I go to watch movies. I enjoy these things, but they're just hooked in on those things. These people are 3D level of consciousness, simple pleasures, like the Colosseum in Rome, that type of thing, keep them entertained. Give them alcohol, keep them numb. Give them medications, keep them numb. Keep them dumb. Keep them subdued. Keep them fighting against each other. A lot of the population are like that, and they're easy to manipulate because they're not open-minded. They don't see the wood from the trees. They're just narrow-minded. They're just focusing on simple things. They're just rigid. They're not easy to manipulate. A lot of people are like that. But in relation to what Sandra shared there, I think it fits into a lot of people. Not all though, of course. Sandra's saying, Johnny, I believe it does, especially EQ, emotional intelligence. I suppose though, I'm thinking outside the box here. You can have an emotional intelligence, but use it in a bad way if you chose to. Like a dark empath type of mentality, which is horrible. Horrible. But you could do that. You can have emotional intelligence and then use it and manipulate people with it. I'm not saying do that, by the way. That's awful. But some people will, maybe. I've just had that thought then. I'm just sharing my thoughts here, guys. And there we go. Stretch. Hi, Stretch. Welcome back. Hope you're okay. God bless. Drinking beers in Australia. Have a great day. Cheers. Cheers to you, Stretch. Enjoy yourself. Don't say nice, Stretch. Have one for me. Johnny is then saying, I can see where you're coming from, but in my perspective, it's a bit naive to put everything in good and bad buckets. Putting things in good and bad buckets. Either you're really good or you're really bad, and that's it. I think it's you have to look at the person and the situation, and then you get the information, and then you determine, then you can make more of a judgment on that. I suppose it's being more enlightened would be not seeing things as good and bad, being neutral to it. Also, if you're in 5D level of consciousness, right, and then you're around 3D people. 3D people are just they're misbehaving. They're unconscious though. They're being idiots, being dickheads. And then the best way to protect your energy is to see that from a neutral perspective, going, they're just children. They don't know what they're doing. I'm not upset by that. I'm calm. I'm not going to be infected by it. If you've got 3D people acting up, they're being dickheads, they're being rude. And this is something I'm actually working on right now because I don't always get this right. And then I get a bit pissed off. I start getting pissed off, start getting angry. I start thinking, oh, not happy about that. Where am I going to then? I'm sucked into the low vibrational frequency. I'm then angry. Once I'm angry, they've got me sucked in. So it's being neutral, not being upset by it. Easy said than fucking done that. I'm still working on this one, Johnny, by the way. And that's what I'm working on at the moment. I'm getting better at it. I suppose a more realistic way would be, I'm going to get a little bit pissed off with it, but I'm going to come away from it as fast as I can. Dawn saying educated gets mistaken for intelligence. It's a type of intelligence, I suppose, being educated. Like imagine someone who's got a PhD, they've got a master's degree in whatever they've got a master's degree in. They're very book smart, some people, and they can speak constantly so well naturally, just rolls off the tongue. I know people like this. I work with people like this. And from an intellectual perspective, from a book smart perspective, you could go, wow, they're so smart. But then some of these, not all of them, some of them have got the whole thing. They're emotionally intelligent. They've got the whole thing. They're amazing. But some have just got the book smart, but they've no common sense, for example. Some people are like that. They have no emotional intelligence. They just don't. They're just book smart. So yes, sometimes that can happen, though. Lee is saying, just to add from my previous comment, the universe isn't separate from us. We're the universe experiencing itself through human form. Wow. I like it. Lee, I'm sharing it. Thanks, Lee. I'm going to just break that down. Just to add from my previous comment, the universe isn't separate from us. It's not external. It's within. It's internal. The universe experiencing itself through human form. It's internal. It's all internal. That's the universe is within. I fucking agree with that, Lee. I agree with that, Lee. I've not mastered that yet, I don't know if I've not mastered this yet, Lee, if I'm honest. I've not mastered it yet. I'm still working through that. That's probably going to be a lifelong thing for me personally, is mastering that. But all problems are solved within. I completely agree with that one. That Sanderson saying naive would be thinking a framework claims to be the whole truth. I'm using it as a tool, not a belief system, Johnny. Okay. So you just use it as a tool, as a guide kind of thing. Yes, Sander, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Absolutely. Don't seem very philosophical, Lee. I agree, 100%. Yeah, very, very, very deep, very, very specific. Amazingly. Thank you for sharing. Trying to say Brad gets me as per usual. Of course I get you, Sander. I get what you're saying. Not one size fits all. You can have something, there's a lot of truth to it, and then there's bits of it that however, there's moments when you go, however, what about this? Or however, what about that? Doesn't mean that you're wrong at all. I completely get what you're saying, and the comment that you said before, Sam, was really, really good, really, really wise. A lot of truth, and it's really in relation to this 3D level of consciousness out there for a lot of society. Rings true for a lot of society. So it's all good. It's all good. Johnny is saying, true, Don. There are fools with PhD. There are. They fucking are. They really are. I'm not saying all of them, though. Also, it's another one. I think I watched a video on YouTube, let's say, and this guy was speaking. I forgot his name, but I think it's so fucking true. It's like I have a bachelor's degree in nursing, okay, but I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not those things, and I'm not. They have benefits in the world, of course they fucking do. However, but I've got experiences. I'm not a psychologist, but I've got experiences. I've read books. I've suffered like fuck. And I think you can learn off people who've been through things. That's my opinion. You can learn off anybody, really. You don't have to have a PhD to learn off them. Sanders saying love and respect. Educated idiots. Some are, yeah. And then some people, it goes to their heads like they think they're smarter than everybody because they've got a PhD, for example. Not always, man. There's different types. There's also being streetwise. I've got a bit of street wisdom, believe it or not. I've been around rough people. I've been around fucking crazy situations when I was younger, trust me. Streetwise. There's lots of different types of intelligence anyway. Some people are really good with their hands, like being like a mechanic. I can't do that at all. People are really good with their hands. That's a sign of intelligence as well. Putting things together, solving problems. There's lots of different types of intelligence. Just saying, Johnny, then they are stupid, yes, regardless of academics, education. Sometimes, yeah, some of them are. Johnny's saying, I can understand you, Sander. Of course. Jackie Moon, sending love and respect. Hi, Jackie. Welcome back. I hope that you're okay. Just saying hello to you. Thank you for anyone that's liked and subscribed, by the way. I really appreciate everyone. Thank you. Anyway, I'll carry on. Johnny's saying, my point is the world isn't binary. No, it's not. It's not just black and white thinking. It just isn't. That's why I like this as well. I'm giving my perspectives and opinions, but you guys are chucking loads in there. It's not just me speaking here. It's you guys speaking too. It's a collective consciousness and different opinions. And it's good that's the whole point of being, if you're going to be a 5D level of consciousness, it's having an open mind and not having a healthy enough ego to go, do you know what? I believe this, but this person's come up with this information here. I'm going to listen to this. Have they got a point? And then not be upset by it, if you know what I mean. I'd rather have 10 minds than one mind. If it's 10 good minds, let's say, not 10 bad, stupid minds, but 10 open-minded people is better than one open-minded person, in my opinion, because they're going to share their perspectives and we can all learn from those things, is my point. Anyway, I'll move on. Sorry, guys, I'll keep going. Sanders saying, I don't think that recognizing good and bad means ignoring nuances. It just means values still matter. It's just wiser to try and be a good person. I agree. For the long run, I believe and try and live by this. I do too. And also, sometimes I fuck up. I try and be the best person I can, but sometimes I think, oh shit, I have a knee-jerk reaction. And I have a very sharp tongue, believe it or not. I have a very sharp tongue and I can have knee-jerk reactions sometimes, but my ego just goes, I go for the attack, I go for the throat as well. It's really not for the, you know what I mean, with my attacks. And then I think, oh shit, I've been out of order. I've had a Freudian slip and I feel really bad after it. Kind of thing. It's okay to slip up, you're human, is what I'm trying to say. You just learn from it. Sometimes we all drop the ball sometimes as well. Sanders saying thank you to Johnny. Love and respect there. I love it. It's great. Don saying, I usually find people fit into boxes. Maybe that's ignorance, but they keep proving it. Have you ever had anyone else put you into a box? Like they put you in a box. Oh, have you ever had that? I've had that. Oh, you're that, you, Brad. You're this, you. You don't even fucking know me. You've never even spoke to me, but you've put me in a box. No idea what I'm capable of. You underestimated me. Has anyone ever been underestimated? All my life, man. Do I put people in boxes, though? Yeah, I do, sometimes. If you see a narcissistic person from afar, you're working from them, you just know what they are. You put them in a box in a way. Do we all do that unconsciously? Is it a way of protecting yourself? Not saying that's the whole picture there, but that's just my thoughts on that. Sanders saying hello to Jackie. Sanders saying, Dawn, I just see so many lost souls around me all the time. Oh my God. Yep. I see some people are on antidepressants, and I'm not saying antidepressants are always bad. Some people need them in life, and that's okay. But they're just relying on these antidepressants, and then they're drinking fucking alcohol. They're drinking a depressant, alcohol, a liquid depressant, and then they're having antidepressants. It's like, good luck with that one. How's that going to end? A lot of lost souls out there. And again, we're going back to that, what Lee was saying and others were saying in their own way. The answers are fucking within, but people don't dare go there. They don't dare open Pandora's box. But that's where the fucking gold is and the magic is. And it's going to be emotionally very powerful. It's going to make you cry, potentially. It's going to hurt. But that's where the gold is, man. Most people don't do it, though, do they? A person who's got a 5D level of consciousness, though, is going to be dare to go deep. Dare to go deep. Big trait of a 5D level of consciousness. You dare to go deep, even though you know it's going to hurt. That's where the growth is. It's not nice, though. It feels horrible. It doesn't feel good, man. It does. To me, it doesn't. It's like, oh, shit. This is ugly. This is painful. Ouch. Fucking hell. Well, that's where the growth is, anyway. Johnny's then saying there are different types of intelligence. There are. I agree. And intelligence is just a tool. Yeah? Like you can use a hammer to build something, or you can hurt someone with it. Wow. Very wise there, Johnny. Very wise. I'm sharing that. That's great. Thank you, Johnny. Yeah, you can use your intelligence to hurt people as a tool. Absolutely. Good point. Good point. Great point. Anyway, Dawn's saying, yes, some of them aren't interested in finding themselves. A lot aren't. It's painful, Dawn. A lot just don't. They just don't want to. Just want to ignore. Again, I go back to the mindless fodder for the masses. They just keep themselves busy all the time. They avoid themselves at any cost. They sweep things under the carpet. Anything that challenges the status quo of peace, they just ignore it. They just don't want to know. All the while, it's still there. That pain's still there. So people don't want to find themselves. I think that's why we're here, Dawn. I really do believe we're here to do that. In the school of life, let's say. Reluctant gamer saying, I'm sorry, I'm really thirsty all of a sudden. Do you drink alcohol? Very rarely now. Reluctant gamer used to drink alcohol a lot, but not now. Every now and again, I have a few drinks. But most of the time, I don't. Do you, is the question. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with drinking. It's each their own. But I don't do it so often. I find it slows me down big time. I feel better without it. Dawn saying, oh, true, Johnny, absolutely. Santa's saying, Dawn, yes, that's why they're lost souls. That's where they want us as well. They want you in that 3D level of consciousness. They want you to be numbed down. They want you to be numb. They want you to be dumb. They want you to be compliant. They want you to not be open-minded. They want you not to question things. Do not be having any questions. They don't want that. They want you to be just dumb, numb and dumb. That's what they want you at. They want you to be easy to manipulate. I'm on about government systems or whoever controls the world. One moment, guys. I need a little rest. One moment. Dawn saying, fair point. Some seem soulless. Like a vacant look in their eyes, Dawn. Yeah, they do. Anyone ever read 1984, George Orwell? It goes on about mole people in the book. And these people are just like, there's no one home, like soulless, just dumb, just compliant. They're like the guardians of the system. Some people, they guard the system. Basically, they want to maintain the status quo, the government system, let's say the rigid system. And anyone who's thinking outside the box, they see that as a threat and they'll attack that threat kind of thinking. Johnny's saying using boxes to classify people can be useful on a personal level. Yes, but it can get complicated if you want to apply it to other parts. Thought-provoking, that, Johnny. Very wise, let me think. I suppose, do we all put people in boxes? Good person, bad person, toxic person, decent person I can trust, person I can't trust. Do we do that? Yeah, we do. We do it consciously and unconsciously. Can do it within a few seconds, unconsciously straight away, just by looking at someone sometimes. And obviously we can get it wrong sometimes as well. I think you've got to be mindful with that though, Johnny, as well, like in relation to what you're saying. Santa's saying, Dawn, yes, I find that pretty scary. Like, where are you? Who is inside? Fuck me. Yep. Who's inside? Let's have a conversation. Anyone home today? Like, nothing. What do you think of this? Don't know. What? No one's home. A lot of people are just really heavily medicated as well. They're just done. They're numb. They're just completely numb. It's like, that's it. The best conversation you're going to have with them is like, oh, have you watched Coronation Street? Have you watched that new soap that's on TV? Did you see what happened in that episode? There's nothing wrong with talking about these things, but that's it. Or did you watch the football match, the local derby or whatever it was? Oh, it was 1-1. It was a good game. It was a bad game, and that's all you're going to have with these some people, and that's the way it is. Anyway, but no one's home sometimes. Dawn saying, yes, it helps me because I see a red flag, I can avoid them. What other parts? Good question. I don't know the answer to that one, Dawn. And Johnny's saying, Dawn, yes, a lot of people are lost, but most people aren't interested in being found. Nope. They don't want to be. They don't want to be. And you can give a helping hand to a closed... You can't give a helping hand to a closed fist. It's not going to fucking work. Don't say yes, Sander. They're scary. When someone gives you the creeps, run. Yeah. Energy doesn't lie, Dawn. Doesn't lie. Doesn't fucking lie. Energy never lies. Actions speak louder than words. Kind of logic. Sander's saying, I think the issue isn't boxes themselves, but how a highly westernized productivity... I'm going to start again. Sander's saying, I think the issue isn't boxes themselves per se, but how a highly westernized productivity-driven model has shaped people. Yeah. Where I grew up, identity came from relationships, presence, and shared life, not optimization of labels. Living in the UK, I feel that difference very strongly. Yes, it's a rat race in England, Sander. It's all about working, busy bee, rat race, fighting over crumbs. It's like I work for the NHS. If I might be able to get to another band, a higher band, a leadership position for a limited amount of money, that kind of thing. And it's just, and then if you're in that kind of productivity-based model in England, you're working. You don't have, all your energy's gone. All your energy, the best of you is gone. It's like you've worked all week and then you get to the weekend and you're so tired. So you don't have time to be open-minded or work on other things because you're just exhausted. And then what people do, they work all week and then they go, I'm going to drink. And it's just numb kind of thinking. Boiling Frog. Hi, Boiling Frog. How are you? My name's Brad. Nice to meet you. My channel is called Inspirational Ambivert, by the way. Thank you for anyone that's liked and subscribed, by the way. I'm just saying there's no appreciation out there. Anyway, Boiling Frog saying David Icke. David Icke's very interesting. I agree with a lot of what he says. It can go very deep with that, though, can't it? With world governments and everything. I try not to go down too far the rabbit hole with that, if I'm honest, because there's a lot of it I can't control myself. If I go down too far with the rabbit hole with David Icke, it can make me feel a bit hopeless sometimes. That's how I've interpreted that in the past, Boiling Frog. Anyway. But he talks about consciousness levels and amongst other things as well. A very, very smart guy ahead of his time. Let's say that much with David Icke. Anyway, Tanner is saying, hello. Sorry, I cannot make a comment about 5D due to the fact I could not have figured out the difference between 5D and 3D yet. Okay, welcome back, Tanner. Hope you're okay. So I'm just going to go through some traits. A 5-dimensional person will observe more than they react. They'll observe more than they react. What does that mean? So they'll be watching. They won't have knee-jerk reactions. They'll think before they speak. They'll be observing. They'll be quietly watching the room, watching the interactions of the dynamics between people. Not just knee-jerk reactions. They're thinking before they fucking speak. Would be a 5-dimensional person. A 3D-dimensional person would not be doing that. They wouldn't be observing other people. They'd be too narrow-minded, probably focusing on themselves too much. I'll move on. Watches energy, tone, and intention. A 5-dimensional person will watching energy, tone, and intention. So they'll notice the subtle energy changes in the room. They'll be aware of it. They'll be sensitive to it. Can anyone else have that ability to do that? You're noticing tone of voice, micro gestures. You notice if you're observing, if you're quieter, you can watch these things in a room. If you're observing deep on a deeper level, you notice the energy of people before they've even spoken. You can already pick up on the subtle cues to know what type of person that is, because energy doesn't lie. A 5D level consciousness would be able to do that. A 3D person in consciousness level wouldn't be able to do that. They won't be aware of it as much, let's say. Let me move on. Often silent in chaotic moments. So when chaos, when it all kicks off, silent, you're just watching, you're calm, you're not getting sucked in. That's a superpower, that being calm in chaos is a superpower in my opinion. I'm not trying to say that 5D is better than 3D though. I'm trying to keep my ego in check there. I don't want to go down that road. With what I'm saying, you're not passive, you're aware though. You're not passive, you're aware. You can see things playing out. Do you ever feel like question is, do you ever feel like you say little, but you notice everything that's going on, but you don't say much? Anyway, I'll go back to the Tanner, I'll do my best to, as I'm reading the comments as well, and then I'll chuck in some examples. You might not even believe in all this, Tanner. You might think, what am I talking about? You might think I'm talking rubbish, maybe. That's fine. But I don't think I am anyway. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Johnny's saying, hi, Tanner, we're just trying to figure it out. Yes, we are, Johnny. We're trying to figure it out. Without you, boiling frog, without you, the universe isn't whole. Without you, the universe is within. Absolutely, boiling frog. Sandra's saying, Dawn, sometimes I'm stuck working with them all day. I'm unable to run. So I try and protect myself, setting strong boundaries. I'm better on some days than others, but that's the aim, protecting my energy. Sandra, yes, fucking big time. So, Tanner, in relation to Tanner, a three-dimensional person would be someone who's narrow-minded. They don't really, they're not aware of their own actions, how they can affect others. They have a victim. A lot of people, some people have a victim type of mentality, and we all have a victim mentality sometimes, don't we? Let's be honest. But a person who's always in a three-dimensional state of mind, a low vibrational mind, will be. I'm trying to get the words out, guys. Sorry. I'm struggling to get the words out, guys. I'm really sorry. One moment. I'm not perfect myself. So they're going to just be victim to things. Victim, poor me all the time. They're not aware of how their behavior affects others. That will be a three-dimensional person. They can be, some of them, not all of them, some of them can be really toxic as well. So they'll think they're a good person, but they're being rude to everybody, nasty to people. They show a lack of empathy and understanding for others. Would be a vague thing of a three-dimensional person. A five-dimensional person would be more open-minded. They'd be like, the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes would be more of a five-dimensional level of consciousness. I'll carry on with the comments anyway, guys, and I'll keep chucking in those 3D, 5D comparisons. Miku Animal, welcome back. Hope you're okay. Hope you're doing well. Hi back to you. Good to see you again. Johnny's saying, I think there is also a fallacy in thinking that there is an absolute level. All systems are flawed. Definitely, Johnny. It depends on how we treat it when something breaks. Wow, very wise. You're very wise, Johnny. Very wise, Johnny. Very intelligent too, by the way. Just an observation there. Thanks for sharing. There's an absolute level, and that ego can get sucked into this as well, thinking, "Oh, I have a higher consciousness than everybody else. I'm better than everybody else." That means if that's not quite working out, in my opinion. But all systems are flawed. Capitalism is flawed, isn't it? There's socialism, communism. I don't think they kind of work out, do they, very well? Capitalism is a system in a way. Is it the best that we know of currently? Capitalism, is there a better system than that? I don't know about that. Maybe in the future, hopefully. Anyway, Don saying some people wouldn't have a personality or identity if they didn't have a job, a title, material things, etc. I like people who just have a real personality, whether they're a billionaire or homeless. 5D as fuck that. Dawn, that's 5D as hell. What you've just said. I'm just going to share that. Thanks, Dawn. It's a great comment. Some people wouldn't have a personality or identity. Something like, you're not your job. You're not your job. I'm just going through what Dawn's saying. You're not your fucking job. And people, it's good to be good at your job. It's good to have passion behind it and care about it and be confident with it. care about being the best at what you're doing, I think that's a good thing. I try to do that, but I'm not my job. I'm not my job. We're deeper than that. But people think they're the job, and then what else do they do? What's another extension of yourself? Oh, my car is my body, kind of thinking. Like a car is an extension of the body. Some people go down that. Oh, I've got this car, I'm better than you. Like, give your head a wobble. Chill out a bit. You're not. Don't put your eggs in one basket either. I'm my job. If you lose that job, what happens to these people that have their identity so close to the job? When the job's gone, they're lost. Their identity's gone. The persona's broken down. We are not these external things. These things are important to an extent. It's good to be good at them, but you're not your job. You're not your title. Material things, etc. Dawn, you've said it really well. You like people have a real personality. Yeah, I do too. And I'll treat anyone the same, man. As long as they're a nice person, I don't give a fuck. I don't like people that are obviously nicer to people that are above them, but nasty to people below them, quote unquote. I think I hate that. I think you should treat everyone with the same respect, man, no matter how rich or poor they are, or what car they have, or what title, the job title they have. I think you should treat people all with respect and be real. Dom, thank you for sharing. That's great, by the way. Miku Animal says hi again. Hi back to you again. Dawn saying, yep, Sander, it's a full-time job trying to avoid their energy. And they get to us sometimes, Dawn. Yeah. Monday, I had a shit day last week, Monday. Well, yeah, this week, should I say Monday. I was around fucking a lot of three-dimensional people. They weren't all bad, but it was not a good day out. And I got sucked in. I failed a little bit. I failed from my perspective. I let them influence my energy in a bad way. I was drained by them, and I got angry and I got upset with it. I got upset with them, let's say. So I got sucked into the 3D. I became 3D as well for a little while. That's also another truth, in my opinion. You could have a 5D level of consciousness majority of the time, but you can also be in a 3D level of consciousness sometimes as well, which is okay. I think that happens. It's being aware of it and spend less time there. Spend less time in the low vibrations, spend more time in the higher vibrations, let's say, high frequencies. For your own self, your own peace, feeling calm, feeling neutral to bullshit is a big one. Like, they're being assholes over there, but accept the fact that they haven't got a clue what they're doing. They're unconscious. They're a pain in the ass, don't get me wrong, but I'm just going to be neutral to it. I'm not upset by it. I'm in my own energy. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to focus on my breathing. I'm just going to focus on the now. I'm going to think about things that I appreciate. That can help you not be infected by the low vibrational toxic behaviors of others. This is easier said than done, guys. I'm completely aware of that. But there are some of the things that can help you with that. So I'm just saying, don't absolutely genuine people. They're really hard to find nowadays. I know. The best thing about doing this channel for me has been honest to fucking God, is being just coming across people that are open-minded and intelligent. It's amazing. And that's the reason I keep doing it. I love doing this. I love having these conversations. I don't always get to have these conversations in life. I don't. Yeah. Anyway, I struggled with it for a long time. I still do now sometimes. Anyway, best kind of people I would add, sorry, I'll go back to Sandra. People I feel safe to be around are my people. That requires depth, emotional intelligence, understanding. Doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything. It's okay to disagree sometimes as well, of course, but it's okay to have different opinions as well within that. With regards to opinions on X, Y, Z. But it's just, yeah. Anyway, I'll carry on. Sorry, guys. Thank you for sharing, by the way, Sander. Thanks for sharing everybody else as well. It's great. Johnny's saying, yes, Dawn, if you strip the title, like leader, whatever, boss, social status, that's gone, etc. Some people are really fragile and they break because it's a house built upon sand, isn't it? It's not It's not there forever. You're not your job title. You're not that. You're not that. There's more to you than that. It's having a solid foundation to rely upon. That's the beauty of doing the inner work. If you do the inner work and you don't have your job, like let's say you've got your job, you're really passionate about it, you're really good at it, then you don't have your job anymore. It's gone. You still rely upon your inner foundation. You have your own sense of self, your own sense of worth. You're not reliant upon the external. Universe is within, as Lee said before, which was great. Anyway, I'll carry on. Stone saying we seem to get a good few in here in the chat. Yeah, the chat's going really well today. It's really a lot of it's high quality chat as well. Obviously, sometimes I get fucking trolls on here, but trolls are part of life, unfortunately. It's part of life, part of the lesson. But here is a lot of comments here that are very well thought out, high quality comments, basically, well thought out opinions, which is amazing. Which is what the channel's really all. This is what this is about, in a nutshell. Trying to say 100% Dawn. Brad attracts them, I believe. And you not just me attracts them. You attract them too. It's not just me. It's not just about me. Yeah, the topics that are discussed will attract certain types of people, and they'll also they'll repel others, won't they? So people won't be interested in this at all, which is absolutely fine. Let people choose what they want to do. Anyway, don't say it exactly to Johnny. Yeah. Don't say, Lee, that was a great comment. Why did you retract it? I didn't see it, Lee. If you can share it, Lee, but you don't have to, by the way. No pressure. Sandra's saying, Johnny, spot on. It's because they are lost and tie their egos hugely to their careers, jobs, and titles. Yep. And they're scared of letting them things go. They're really scared. You pay the price for that, though, Sandra and Johnny and Dawn, and whoever else is watching. If you tie your ego too closely to those careers and jobs and titles, you pay the price further down the road, because that's going to be gone at some point. Sandra's sending love and respect to Dawn. I have no idea what Lee said, sorry. Dawn saying, she said that people are like the ocean. Waves, troughs, and drips seem separate, but they're all one. Like it. Nice quote, kind of. One moment, sorry, Dawn, I'm just interpreting it. So people are like the ocean, waves, troughs, and drips seem separate, but they're all one. Yeah. We're all one. Yeah, we're all connected. Energy. Energy. It's all about fucking energy. Could you even say, arguably, what is God? God is energy. Therefore, we are all God. We are all energy. We are all one kind of logic, Dawn. That's how I'd interpret that. That's what I believe anyway. When you pray to yourself, to higher self. Or meditate. That's what I believe anyway. Everyone doesn't have to believe in my logic there, but that's what I'm gauging from what you've said. Very wise. Thank you. Tanner's saying, anyone who wants to progress in any subject, no matter it can. Sorry, one more. Sorry, Tanner. I'm starting again. Anyone who wants to progress in any subject, no matter what it is, can easily reach tons of information via the internet. Absolute age of information, Tanner. Absolutely true. I agree. Ebooks, YouTubers. So we must accept that truth. In short, no PhD is required. Very wise, Tanner. And Tanner is an ENT surgeon, very intelligent. Is Tanner. No PhD is required. No, it's not. It's not. I'm not saying that a PhD is a bad thing, by the way. It's a very, it's a great thing to achieve. And people with a PhD, it can be used for a lot of good in the world. You could have let's say a psychotherapist, for example, who's got a PhD. and that person's been and suffered in their life, and they've learned the practical and they've learned the theory, you combine those two things together, and that can be a very well-rounded, useful person within psychotherapy, for example. But I agree, you don't have to have a PhD. Thanks, Tanner. That's great. Thank you. Especially in the age of information that we live in now. That's a great thing about the internet. The internet can be a very useful tool. Not everyone uses it in the best way, though, do they, unfortunately? Tanner's saying, Dawn, oh, that's beautiful, very highly spiritual. Absolutely. And talking about these things as well, it helps it bring us to our consciousness, into the now, doesn't it? Helps. We know all these inner wisdoms deep within, but we forget them. We've got to keep reminding ourselves of them, about these things. Well, I do anyway. And Sandra's saying Tanner agreed we literally live in GH. Sorry, Sandra, what's GH mean? In the age of information. Yes, we do. Tanner says hello. Hello. Hello again, Tanner. Lee, thanks for sharing again, Lee. Imagine consciousness as the sea. Waves, splashes, and drops look separate, but they're all the same water, just different forms. Now imagine the whole universe as the sea. Everything is one. Yeah, beautifully said. And Dawn touched upon that in a different manner as well. Beautifully said. Absolutely. Absolutely, Lee. Thanks, man. I love it. Amazing. Yeah, I have nothing else to add to that, Lee. It's just really good. Thanks. That is a 5D level of consciousness, let's say. What Lee has just said there. Imagine consciousness as the sea. Waves, splashes, and drops. Look, they all look separate, but they're all the same water. They might have different shapes or forms, but it's all the fucking same. Just different forms. Yes, now imagine the whole universe as the sea. Everything is one. Absolutely. Everything is one, Lee. That's the beauty. And if you're living in that, with that mindset, 5D level of consciousness, and you live in that, you're you're vibrating in a high level, you're going to be at peace within yourself. You're going to be calm within yourself. That's what we're meant to do. That's what we're meant to do. I believe that more of the world is getting closer to that, Lee, than they ever used to. And I do understand there's a lot of people that don't, but I think more people are doing. And it's back to, in relation to what Tanner's saying, the age of information that we're in. It's allowing us to access all this information and utilize it if we choose to do so. It helps with vibrating at higher frequency, becoming our best selves, basically. I think it's amazing. Yeah, sorry. Anyway, I'll carry on. Thanks for sharing. Dawn's saying, I get put in a box all the time. A woman in a truck, she has to be useless lesbian with her man figure. Shit. Yes. Dawn, that's funny. Sorry, it's fucking funny. I get put in a box all the time. Yeah, look, people assume, they don't know shit. A woman in a truck, she has to be a useless lesbian. Oh God, with man fear, which you're not, of course. But I can understand that people don't know you, we might assume that, which is ridiculous, of course. But that was funny. Thanks for making me laugh. Johnny's saying, Tanner, true. You can get basically any information you need if you look down the right way. A lot of people won't choose that, though, will they? Unfortunately. Zanna's saying, I'm loving it here today. Good. I'm glad. Thanks, Sandra. Like and subscribe, everyone. I'm just going to share that because, yeah, thank you to anyone that's likes and subscribed. Thank you. Don's saying, sorry, Lee, I destroyed it. Sorry, Lee, I destroyed it. Trying to say, you didn't destroy it, Dawn. No, I think you paraphrased it very well. You didn't destroy it. I think it's a great set. I think it's a great, very well articulated, though. It's brilliant. Anyway, look, Johnny's saying, Dawn, you sound like an interesting person. Agreed. Absolutely, Johnny. Olive Bluebell. Hello, Olive Bluebell. My name's Brad. And that's my channel, by the way, Inspirational Ambivert. There you go. Anyway, Olive is saying, hello, I have a large red rash on my wrist. Okay. And it's been getting worse and worse. What do you recommend, Sudocrem or Dettol? Like a Dettol wipe? A Dettol... You'd have a skin wipe for it to clean the area, wouldn't you, I suppose? Sudocrem would... a Sudocrem cream would help with the rash, I suppose. You'd have to observe... a cream will be better. What am I going to say then? Obviously, sometimes you get a rash and you just got observing it. If it starts to improve, then you're fine, aren't you? You're fine. If it stays the same or gets worse over time, over 7 days, let's say, or whatever, keep it clean, of course. You don't want it to become infected. You don't want it to get worse, of course. If you feel unhappy about, I don't know where you are, Olive. You can always ring 1111 to get advice as well, if you need to. Sudocrem would help, though, of course, to ease it, to hopefully reduce the irritation and inflammation. But keep an eye. How long have you had the rash for? What's caused the rash? You know what's caused it? When did it occur? Obviously, I can't see it. And I'll be open and honest. I've got some advice, of course, but I'm not an expert with the skin and rashes, if I'm honest, because I work as a scrub nurse. I do have some knowledge. Anyway, elaborate a bit more if you can, Olive. Anyway, Dawn said, thank you, Johnny. You do too. Johnny's sending love and respect to Dawn. That's great. Sandra's saying, Olive, do you have any emollient cream? Question mark. Sudocrem seems okay for that. Yeah, I'd say Sudocrem. Absolutely. But there might be other creams as well that can help. Don't say this chat does attract some interesting people. I love it. Yeah. That's the whole point. Happens naturally, Dawn. Sandra's saying Dawn, definitely. One moment, sorry. Jobbo Sharp saying, I love your eyes. Thank you. Thanks, I'll take that. Nice to meet you, by the way. My name's Brad. Thanks for that. Ollie's saying, I don't have any emollient, but I do have Sudocrem. Just not sure what one is best. Sudocrem's a good option, though. Got a good option there, Olive. Jobbo Shot saying, I love blue. You love blue. My eyes are green, by the way. I don't know if you can see that now. Jobbo Shot saying, I drink battery acid. He. Okay. I don't think that's that very healthy, Jobbo Shot. Sandra's saying, antidepressants are great in the short run. Yes, they can be. They're not all bad. But accompanied by psychotherapy, ideally, backed up with the real deep work. Like, antidepressants might get you through a really hard time in your life, for example. But you understand that not everyone has financial access to therapy, though. Very, very true. It can be expensive. It can be expensive. Not everyone can afford it. You don't have to have psychotherapy, though, to heal. I've never had... I probably would have benefited from it, but I never did. I did mine via reading. And then deep reflection, looking at myself throughout a long period of time. I'm still working on it now. Lee saying, I had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening a few years ago. It truly changed my life. Lee, that's really interesting. Can you elaborate on that? Can you add to that? What happened? How did it feel? And why do you think it benefited you? There are a few questions to add to that. Sandra wants you to tell us more as well. That is amazing. Interesting. Yeah. Zuki's saying, yes, definitely Sandra. And there's still a lot of cases where people get stuck on them with no reviews for it for years and decades. Some docs think it's an all cure all alone. You know, antidepressants, like it cures everything. No, it's just it's sometimes as well, it's just a quick, easy fix, isn't it? It's like it's like you're putting a little plaster on a massive wound, really. It's like, no. You've like got a massive cut down your arm. It's huge, big gaping wound, and you put a little plaster on it. It's like, nah, it's not going to work. It might hold it together for a while, but that's it. So you're saying, but antidepressants aren't happy pills, really. They're emotional numbing pills. You're absolutely correct. Flattening people's emotional polar peaks of good and bad. And that, Zuki, what does that do in relation to what I'm speaking about today? Keeps you in 3D, potentially. Antidepressants. You're numbing your emotions. Where do part of life experiences, part of being the school of life is the emotions, the intensity of emotions, and you learn the emotional turmoil that we go through, the ups and the downs of these emotions, the good and the bad emotions, let's say, or not good and bad, but you know what I mean. The challenging emotions is where the healing can happen, where the magic can happen, but people are just numbing it instead. Therefore, being stuck in 3D. In relation to what I'm saying, they're not really working through it. Some people. So I'm saying, Zuki, no, it's just a wedge that's holding you all together in a way. It just masks the symptoms, yes, but they're still there. They're still there. But medications do have their place in the world. Of course they do. Depending on what they are, for what situation. Too much of anything can be bad, though. Dawn saying, I'm pretty against most drugs unless it's life or death. Many are addictive and they have bad side effects. And I see most doctors as a socially acceptable drug dealers. Very true. Pharmaceutical companies, they do a lot of doctors, they don't really think about nutrition at all. They don't really educate themselves on nutrition. Forgive me if I'm wrong, by the way, but a lot of doctors don't really educate themselves. They don't really talk about the benefits of nutrition. It's more, they learn more about the medications. And therefore, becoming drug dealers in a way. Yes. Sorry, guys. Santa saying, Zuki, they most certainly can numb you. Absolutely. Santa saying, Dawn agreed, and not to mention the big pharma and their agendas. Yep. Yeah, big time. Been going on for 100 years, that, give or take. And maybe even longer. Dawn saying, I'm not religious, but the Bible warned about pharmacies. I can't even say that. Sorry, Dawn. About pharmakeia, and now we have pharmacies. Yeah. Lee is saying Kundalini is a dormant life force within us, awaiting yourself to a higher awareness. There's so much to say about it. It'll take up all the comment space. Lee, if you want to share, do it. If you don't. There's no pressure, mate. But I agree. That's where the gold is, basically. Yep. Being 5-dimensional, let's say. Don't say I'm going to look it up, Lee. Quainum Norge, I can't say your name properly, sorry. How have you ever astral projected? I think I've experienced out-of-body experiences, yes. I have. I don't think I've astral projected in a well-thought-out way, though, if I'm honest. But I've experienced myself being out of my body, if you know what I mean. And then being able to, I've had some dreams where I've been in control of where I'm going. It's weird. That's the closest thing I can say to that. I'm not an expert on astral projection, let's be honest, but I've had dreams that have been very profound where I've been in control of my body flying around, let's say that. I know that's a bit vague, my explanation, but there we go. Mackie. Hi, Mackie. I have an MRI today. Oh, do you? Mackie, why are you going for that? What's happened? Can you share a bit more about that? Dawn said David Icke was interesting. I agree, but I prefer Bill Cooper. Dawn, I've never heard of Bill Cooper. Interesting. I need to look into that. Sandra's saying, Lee, I heard about it. I definitely need to research it too. I've had sleep paralysis as well. You know about Kundalini, sorry, but I've had sleep paralysis. I used to have sleep paralysis for a long time, by the way, when I was in my 20s. I did it for about a year. Almost like on a weekly basis, at least once a week, I'd have sleep paralysis for about a year. Yeah. Used to scare the shit out of me, let's be honest. Anyway. Lee saying it's completely changed my life, Dawn. I no longer recognise the person I used to be. Yeah, you definitely, by the sounds of it, by the sounds of what you're talking about, you've had an awakening. A lot of Lee, a lot of people that are on here right now, the people that are on here right now, different experiences, have had similar experiences to you. Not exactly the same, of course. Everyone's got different, but they're going along that journey in relation to what you're talking about, Lee. Absolutely. Johnny's saying, I need more British literature. How many languages do you speak, Johnny? You speak German? I forgot. Forgive me, Johnny. Forgive me. Paraguay. What's the name of the language that people in Paraguay speak? Forgive my ignorance because I don't know. You speak English as well. I think you speak 3 languages, don't you? Do you speak more? You speak very good English, by the way. Richard saying, I can definitely read a room. A change in energy posture, atmosphere. Welcome back, Richard. How are you? Hope you're okay. Good to see you here again. That's a very 5-dimensional consciousness level kind of thing to do. You can read a room, change in energy. Have you ever been in a room where it's like, there's lots of noise going on, it's agitating, it's tense, and then 1 or 2 people leave the room, and then it just like, you just feel the energy change, like, oh, that's better, it's lighter. Or if you're working with a team, the energy's okay. Not perfect, but it's okay. Everyone's all right. They're not, everyone's doing okay. It's calm enough, let's say that. And then one angry person walks in, and they join the team, for example, and the energy just goes boom, downhill. That's the sign of a 5D level of consciousness, if you're going to be aware of these things. Richard is showing a great example of that. Thanks, Richard, for sharing. Sandra's saying, Lee, wow, sounds incredible, truly. It does. Sandra's saying, Richard, welcome to the Empath Club, LOL. Richard's been on here before. Good to have you back, Richard. Then Johnny's saying, oftentimes introverts are better at reading the room. Well, absolutely. An extrovert will be talking and talking and talking like I am now, let's be honest. I'm not an extrovert, by the way, believe it or not. But I'm contradicting that by talking so much here. But what was I going to say then? Sorry, get the words out, Brad. Introverts are, yeah, I agree, Johnny, because they're quiet. They're watching. They're looking. Their energy is focused on observing. So absolutely, Johnny. Agreed. Dawn's saying, being calm in chaos can also be trauma, but I think that traumatized people are the ones more determined to grow sometimes. Being calm in chaos can be also be trauma. Okay, interesting. People that are traumatized are the ones more determined to grow sometimes. Yeah, people that have gone through so much pain and suffering, and they want that pain and suffering to end, that trauma. They want to work it out. They want to grow from it. They want to get away from that trauma, and pain can be a great motivator. Dawn, is what I'm gauging from what you're saying. It can be for some. Pain can be, yeah. Pain's an indicator, isn't it? It's like something's not right. And it's emotional pain. It's like something's not fucking right. I'm deeply upset. I'm deeply angry. I'm deeply upset. I'm deeply unhappy. It's a fucking signal. It's a strong, powerful signal. What people do is they ignore it. And if you ignore it, this is the emotional pain, let's say, what's going to happen? The physical body then eventually will start to go as well. Mind-body connection type of thinking. Quay, I'm going to call you Quay, sorry. Quay saying, we need to always act in skepticism, okay? We may believe in the mystical, but need not attribute everything to it. That's wise. That's very realistic, well-rounded opinion there. There's nothing wrong with being skeptical. I'm skeptical sometimes. I'm a bit cynical sometimes too, by the way. I am. Just believe in the mystical, but you can't attribute spirituality to everything. No, you don't have to either. It's personal choice. I agree. And that's Not with everything. No, that'd be too much. I agree with what you're saying, Claire. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Thanks for sharing. Sandra's saying, Dawn, the self-aware ones. Yes. Richard then says, 2 amazing books or How to Read People Like a Book. Okay. Or the Book of 5 Rings. I've heard of the Book of 5 Rings. It's an old book, that, isn't it, Richard? Very old book. I've never read it, though, if I'm honest. Look at Deceptional Behaviors, Quirks of People. Great books. Thank you for sharing, Richard. Thank you for sharing. The Book of 5 Rings, I've never read that. How to Read People Like a Book. Is that one of the books, by the way, Richard? Sorry if I'm misinterpreting your paragraph there. Dawn says yes. Johnny's noted that. Thanks for sharing that, Richard. Helps people, that. Thank you. Dawn says thank you, Richard. Absolutely. Rumi saying no, it's Johnny Sims. All right, here we go. Carry on. Sandra says, I'm baking and listening. Enjoy. What are you making, Sandra, is the question. Richard says, welcome, guys. Sandra says, what are you baking, Sandra? Sophia is then saying, do you remember me when I taught you something in Greek? Yeah, I do, Sophia. I do remember you. 1,000% I remember you. I hope that you're all right. Of course I remember you. And Sandra's then saying, Dawn, rose bread rolls. Sounds lovely. Dawn says, correct me. Sorry, one moment. I'm thirsty. Dawn saying, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe that thinking you're better than a narcissist who abuses vulnerable people is necessarily a bad thing. 1 minute. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Thinking that you're better than someone who's an absolute piece of shit, Dawn, that abuses other people, abuses vulnerable people, that's really nasty, thinking that you're believing, knowing that you're better than them, actually, not thinking, is that a bad thing? I'd say no. I agree. No, sorry. I mean, I agree with you, Dawn. You're right. Someone who's being a piece of shit, horrible piece of shit to people, nasty, are you better than them in a way? Yeah. You're not like that. You're not nasty, you're not horrible. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Realistic, Dawn. Very realistic. I think when I say relation to 5D and 3D, because not all 3D people are like that. They're not all narcissistic, just unaware. That's what I'm trying to say, I think. But I get what you're saying. You've got to make a very good point. Anyway, Sandra's saying, I remember you, Sophia. How are you? Serene Kingdom saying, some people are happy to identify as corporate wage cook serf. Okay. What do you mean by that? What do you mean? I'm going to call you Kingdom. What do you mean by that? Please elaborate a bit more. Sandra's saying, Dawn, not at all. You are better. Yeah. True. Let's be real. True. Dawn saying, absolutely, Tareen. Sorry, Tareen. I don't think I've understood completely what you said. I didn't get that wage cook surf. I didn't get that. Sorry, forgive me. I didn't understand that bit. Please educate me with that, guys, if you know what that means. Sophia says, good. What about you? Good. Feeling a lot more rested. I worked all week. I was tired yesterday, but I got through the day. Today, I feel a lot better than I did compared to yesterday, which is a positive. Richard's saying, I love my job, but I'm a dad, a husband, a son, a brother, an uncle. Life's about balance. I finish work and switch off and start a new role at home. Yeah, that's it. There's a lot more to you than just your job, Richard. Obviously, you probably do your best you can at your job. Yes, there's much more to us than that. And sounds like you're very well-rounded, and balance is key. It's not always easy to get the perfect balance. I struggle with it sometimes. But balance is key in life. Sophia, please stop swearing. Sophia, the reality is I do swear sometimes. If you don't like that, that's fine. You just go to another channel. Sorry, Sophia. I do swear sometimes. I'm not going to stop swearing because that's how I genuinely communicate. I don't swear on every sentence, but I do swear. It's how I communicate, and I that's how I communicate. I think it conveys my honesty in a lot of ways. I don't swear at people. I'm not disrespectful to people, but I do swear. And I've always been like that. I'm not going to change it. I'm not going to change it. Anyway. And good thanks, Sophia, Sandra's saying. Don't say, I don't think I'm better than people who have less, etc. But some people are awful, and I do think I'm above the horrible person in the world. Well, yeah. Fair point. Fair point. Johnny's then saying, Dawn, you have a point, but working with animals, I learned that the bull isn't necessarily evil because he charges me. It's in his nature too, Johnny. The bull. That's in their nature. It's just his nature. That's kind of how I see people like narcissists. It's in their nature to be nasty and horrible. I suppose that's understanding them, isn't it? You're understanding them for what they are. But they could be better if they worked on themselves, but they chose not to, Johnny. Narcissists could... an animal is going to be an animal. The lion needs to eat the antelope. The lion's not evil. It's just eating. It needs to eat, and that's how it lives. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Some people's nature is just to be horrible. I think that you are. I think, though, if someone's been a nasty, horrible person that's really cruel, that's not working on themselves, cruelty is how a coward cries when they're not on their own. I keep using that one, but I love it. Cruelty is how a coward cries when they're not on their own. They're choosing not to work on themselves. They're choosing not to be a good person. They're choosing just to be manipulative and nasty to others, just to make themselves feel better or whatever it is. And they're just horrible. But they could be better if they chose to. They have a choice. I think that's different, in my opinion. But I get what you're saying, Johnny. You're going in line with not seeing people as good or bad, more neutral. More neutral look at things. It's good to get the different perspectives. Anyway, Sandra's saying, Richard, yes. And we don't always have to agree with everything. In my opinion. Doesn't mean one's right, one's wrong. Let's say. Sandra's saying, Richard, yes, you are so much more than what you do. Stripping yourself off of all that and finding who you truly are is a true win. Therefore, 5-dimensional. 5D as hell. A good thing. Quiet. Sorry, I struggle. Queer. I'm going to call you queer. Sorry, I can't say the rest of it. May I ask if there's any evidence of a metaphysical soul? Question mark. My friend Jonathan thinks it can be explained away as an informational psychic field that we tap in and subconscious symbolism. Let me try and interpret that one. Is there any evidence of it? Maybe not in the frequency, but the physical world that we live in. Like, what is the evidence? Like, you couldn't. It's hard to in the frequency, our ability to notice frequencies as a let's say a basic human would not be able to, would struggle to find that. The best way I've got of doing it, I get I suppose I've sensed my ability to sense energies, and I get like goosebumps sometimes. That's how I explain it basically, and that's how I know when there's, in my opinion, when I know that there's a spirit there. I can just feel it. I can sense it. How could I prove that to somebody though? That'd be really difficult. I'd only be able to explain it. I can only, yeah. Anyway. Informational psychic field that we tap in, and then subconscious symbolism. Psychic field, yes, I think we all have the ability to tune into those abilities, but they remain dormant. Our psychic abilities remain dormant a lot of the time. They're blocked off within the 3-dimensional world that we're in. We block them off. The government wants us to block them off as well. Going in line with what we're saying there. Lee saying, I recommend to everyone here to read The Power of Now. Lee, read it. Yeah, I've read that a few times. It's a really good book. I read that in my 20s, Lee. Some people read it younger than I did. It really helped me to understand that it's a great book. It's a great book to help you realize it, to bring you closer to awareness. It's a great book, Lee, I agree. Very, very simple, very basic, very repetitive, but it's very true. Living in the now, living in the present being a gift in a way. Quay says, thus no life after death. You don't believe in life after death? I do. I could be wrong though, but I do. But if you don't believe in that, that's absolutely fine. Johnny's saying, I don't see it as above or below. I'm in a different lane. It's a very high level of consciousness to think like that, Johnny. It is. I try and be neutral to it as much as I can. I know it for what it is. If a narcissistic person's really nasty or something, yeah, I'm glad I'm not like that. I'm a better person than that. Let's say that. But you're saying that you just look at it as a neutral perspective. It's just that person's nature is to be like that. I'm more neutral to it. But therefore, therefore, that can prevent you, Johnny, from getting angry at it or upset by it or infected by it. You're just neutral to it. Is that how I'm gauging that? I'm just concentrating on yourself, really, Johnny. What I'm gauging from that, which is a good way to be, a great way to be. Protects your energy in a way. That's how I gauge that with your logic there. Santa Saint Leeming, I have read it. It's fascinating, Lee. Yes, Lee, it's fascinating. It's a great book. If more of the world read that and applied it, the world would be a lot better place, wouldn't it? If they read The Power of Now and applied it. Don saying animals acting on instinct. Yes. People who can grape and hurt, people who can hurt others, basically, old people, animals and children enjoy it, aren't like a charging bull. No, it's different, isn't it? It's different. The bull is the bull, isn't it? It's going to charge. It's going to protect it's going to protect its environment. It's going to protect itself. It's going to try and do whatever it's trying to do as a bull. That's I can see why you'd see the differences there. Dawn, let's say. The Power is another great book. Yes, The Power. I've read that book a long time ago. It is a great book, Richard. I read that a long time ago. It is a great book, though. I forgot The Power, yeah. Anyway, Sandra's saying, Dawn, I've not read that for a long, long time. Sandra's saying, Dawn, absolutely true. Lee saying it sure is Sandra. Richard says thank you to Lee. Sandra's saying, I'm in a list with a chronic complainer tomorrow in work. A chronic complainer. We all complain. We all moan. Woe is me. But people that chronically do it, they never solve it though, do they? These people. They never solve it. It's like complain, complain, complain. Poor me, poor me, poor me, poor me. Victim, victim, victim. 3D, 3D, 3D as fuck. I never do anything about it. They stay stuck. They just want a sounding board a lot of the time. And then Sandra's saying, today as an empath, I'm preparing myself for that mentally. Challenging, Sandra. I need firm boundaries with her. So suppose you could, I think you mentioned this before, Sandra, you could just think about everything, start saying loads of positive things to diffuse that. Oh, I think this is positive. Oh, I think that's positive. They say, I hate that person. Oh, I like that person. It stops them in a way. Or you just change a topic, or you could say something like, oh, I've already heard that. I get what you're saying. I hear you, but I'm just concentrating on this now. And hopefully they'll back off. Chronic complainer, they can just make you feel negative and down. They're trying to suck your 5D, their 3D. It's a really good example, Sandra. It's a really good example. They're going to come in and try and unconsciously, this is, I don't think this is conscious, it's unconscious. If a chronic complainer is coming at you with all the problems, they're going to, potentially you can end up getting a bit annoyed and then feeling negative yourself. Therefore, you're now in 3D instead of 5D. And you're trying to protect yourself, your energy, let's say. Lee is saying we are not the mind or the ego. We're not the mind. We're not the ego. We all have an ego, Lee, in my opinion. Is it a healthy one or a toxic one? It can veer between the two, depending on what emotional state we're in. Thoughts and emotions come and go. Yeah, they do. They flow through us. It's recognizing the emotion, isn't it? Being present with the emotion. You have the emotion and just looking at it in the present moment. But we are Lee, I'm going back to what you said. We are not the mind or the ego. Thoughts and emotions come and go, but we are the awareness quietly observing them. When we stop identifying with the mind, we reconnect with who we truly are. You're really wise, Lee. Really, really wise. Thanks for elaborating so well. Perfectly said again. You're hitting home runs, Lee. We are not the mind or the ego. No, we're not. Thoughts and emotions come and go. Yes, they do. We are the awareness quietly observing them calmly. Yes, seeing it. When we stop identifying with the mind, we reconnect with who we truly are. Again, that inner work again. Lee, thank you for sharing. That's beautiful. I'm going to share that one. It's great. Thanks, Lee. Johnny saying, Dawn, maybe it's my way to dehumanize them in order to cope with all the evil in the world. Yeah. It's like, I don't want to get sucked in, Johnny. But what I'm gauging from what you're saying, I'm trying to understand you the best I can. You think it's your way to dehumanize them. It's your way of like, you're not seeing them a bad person as good or bad. You're just thinking, I'm just going to be neutral to this. And it helps you to cope. In a way that would be a way to cope with all the craziness and evilness in the world, not seeing them as good or bad, and therefore protecting your own energy in a way. I can understand how that logic could help a person. Sanders then saying, Lee, that's really true. Calming the mind and the chatter inside you really helps with achieving that. That's the path that I'm on. That's the path that I'm on. I don't always get it right, guys. Fuck me, I don't. I really, really don't. I really don't. But I'm getting better at it. Anyway, Dawn saying, good point, Johnny. Great point. Yeah. I can understand that. It definitely helps. And if that was where, and sometimes, not like I keep saying, one size doesn't fit all. One way doesn't always fit all. If it helps you find meaning in the chaos, if it helps you to navigate life easier with the whatever logic that you have, as long as you're not hurting anyone and it's helping you personally, then if that works for you personally, then that's not a bad thing, in my opinion. Sanders then saying, Dawn, I resonate with so much what Alan Watts. Alan Watts was amazing. He passed away a long time ago, didn't he? But he's still here with us now in his own way, in his own way on YouTube, let's say, or in the books that he's written. He speaks to me. I think you recommended him to me, so thank you. Yeah, Alan Watts, wow, on another level, way ahead of his time. Sanders saying, Johnny, he's still ahead of his time now. Sanders saying, Johnny, it's a good tool and coping mechanism to have. It's a form of protecting yourself. Agreed. And it's a great example of how to protect yourself. To be less infected by the toxic behaviors of others, let's say. Kuwait is saying, the everything is one delusion is derived out of interaction with the higher self and misinterpretation of symbolism. We are of one substance, but we have individuated. Really, yeah. We're all one, but we've all become individualized. What's it called? That's something in Conquer, isn't it? Something in Conquer, isn't it? Divide and conquer. Divide and conquer is what springs to my mind. What do you mean? What do I mean by divide and conquer? For the governments to control us, they divide us all. We're all connected, we're all one, but they divide us all through race, through religion, through nationality, through beliefs, or whatever. Divide and conquer, isn't it? But we're all one. Deep down, we're all one. Thanks for sharing. Sanders then saying, everything is one, but I also believe you. Fuck around and you'll find out. Approach works for me too. Yeah. Yeah. That's realistic. I'm a nice, kind person. I'm calm and all that. And then people mistake that for weakness. And you've got to fucking show them sometimes. Sorry, but you do. In my opinion, you do. You do. Absolutely. Sanders saying, Quay, that's an interesting point you just made. I agree. Very well thought out, very well articulated too. Very intelligent. Well, the chat's very well thought out, let's be real. It's really good. Johnny saying, Quay, that reminds me of Plato and the cave. I have not, sorry, forgive me. Can you elaborate on Plato and the cave? I can't imagine that right now. Robert Bruce speaks about this. Robert Bruce, was he Scottish, wasn't he? We were talking about bloody Mel Gibson. What's the film called? That's I forgot the name. I forgot the name of the film, man. Robert Bruce was he not a Scottish king or whatever? Years and years ago, England and Scotland, when they had the wars. That's who I remember Robert the Bruce from. I forgot the name of the film. It's just left my mind. Lao Tse too. Yeah. Johnny, Plato and the cave. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Sorry. I might have heard of it, but I can't picture it in my mind right now. Lee saying our inner state is reflected in the outside world. What we believe within us shows outward. When we love ourselves, that love is reflected back through others. What you send out to the universe comes back to you a lot of the time. I agree with that. A lot, not always, but a lot of the time, Lee. Yep, absolutely. I think you can link that to shadow work sometimes to an extent as well. JXDX, welcome back. Hi, JXDX. Good to have you back. Hope you're doing all right. Johnny on the Rise is saying, I might not remember it completely, but imagine you live in a cave, okay? And then everything you see is a reflection projected on the wall. You never get to see the real objects. Wow. You ever see things for what they really are then? Santa's saying, Lee, 1,000% yes. Yeah, Lee's bang on. How's your day, JXDX? Today, feeling okay. A lot better than yesterday. I was tired yesterday. I had a busy week at the working at the hospital. I had a busy week. I was very tired yesterday, but I feel a lot more rested today. So on the whole, better than yesterday, which is good. So how are you, JXDX? Hope you're okay. Santa saying, Johnny, it is like living under a glass bell type of thing, is it? Like only seeing one perspective, your own, one piece of the puzzle in 2D or whatever it is. Johnny on the right saying, hi, JXDX. Santa saying hello to JXDX too. Johnny says, I'm not aware about that analogy, but it sounds similar. Santa saying, oh my God, the wisdom is so strong here today. Yeah, it is. A lot of really sharp and well-read people sharing the perspectives. It's collective consciousness, this. Fucking is. It's collective consciousness in action between, doesn't matter how many people, there's a few people here, let's say, it's collective consciousness. It's all about, and it's not just me, it's me speaking, of course, on here, but it's you guys speaking big time. Very lucky to, I feel very, very privileged to be around such people. Anyway, let's carry on. Johnny saying thank you to Sander. Sander saying, Johnny, thanks for being here. It helps you move forward, these types of conversations. Can't always have these conversations, can you, in real life? You can't. You might not have time. You might be too busy with other tasks. But again, you're going to be around a lot of three-dimensional people as well, out there in the work world, let's say, or out in your family dynamics. Can't always have these thought-provoking conversations. It's hard to, it's not easy. They're not easy to come by within my life anyway. They're not common in my life at all. This is why this is important. Anyway, these conversations are important. To me personally, they are anyway. Anyway, Lee's saying what we consistently believe, feel and embody shapes what we experience. Limited beliefs block manifestation. Fucking right they do. Because the mind can't receive what it doesn't believe is possible. Yes, in relation to like a three-dimensional perspective, in relation to what Lisa said, limited beliefs can block manifestation, absolutely. Because if you're in a state of fear, a state of lack, apathy, Or even pride before the fall. You're acting in a proud manner, like you're going to behave in certain ways, or you're working on something, but you're scared of what this person will think. You're scared of what that person will think. You'll send out energy saying, I've got a fear of lack, a fear of being not good enough. And the universe will give you those things, won't it? With regards to manifestation. But if you're excited about something, you take away that fear. That's where the magic happens. This is easier said than done, though. I don't always get this right myself. Not comparing yourself to others. Just being present in the moment and with the process. Being calm about things, not worrying about things. Kind of almost thinking, I'm already winning. It's already happening right now. I'm already achieving what I need to achieve. It's not, then that's going to manifest more. One of the benefits of being in a 5D level of consciousness, by the way, you're going to manifest those positive things to you. Johnny's saying, I love hanging out with you guys. Sending love and respect. Love and respect back to you, Johnny. Thank you. It's an interesting point, Lee. Absolutely. Johnny, I agree. Sandra sending love and respect back as well. Johnny saying symptoms and causes. Cause and effect kind of thing. Don saying we appreciate you, Johnny. Absolutely. Just trying to say manifestation can only work if you already act like it's yours. Like, yeah, that's all. Yeah, that can be a way of doing it without the fear, taking the fear and insecurity away. And you believe you truly deserve it. Like, I've already got it. Money can be a big one. Money is a form of energy, really, isn't it? That's what it is. It's the way I see money. Money gives you choices. Money's not evil itself. People say money's the root of all evil. It can be if it's used in the right bad way. But money's just a form of energy. It's a transactional thing that we have within Western society, let's say. What was my point? I'm losing my train of thought, sorry. But if you're scared about money, worried about money, you talk about how skint you are all the time. Oh, I've no money. I've no money. I can't afford it. Oh, I can't do this. Then guess what? You're right. You can't afford it. And the universe will manifest lack. But if you think, I'm not worried about money, I'm good. I'm not worried about it. I can afford it. I'm good. I'm no negative emotion towards it. I feel comfortable with the money I have. I feel secure. I'm doing well. And it'll therefore manifest more for you in your life. I'm trying to paraphrase a little bit what Lee was saying. Anyway, I'll carry on. Johnny's saying you need to dig down and figure out why it breaks, not just how. Yeah, understand. It's all understanding things about how things work, really, Johnny, in relation to what you're saying. Santa's then saying, Dawn, imagine what would our meet and greet look like? Wow, be interesting. Meet and greet. Anyway, I'll move on. Lee saying, here's a test for everyone. Okay. Imagine seeing a blue feather and then just let it go. It usually happens quickly because there's no attachment or resistance. You don't really care whether it happens. Interestingly. I'll read it again. Here's a test for everyone. Imagine seeing a blue feather. And then you just let it go. It usually happens quickly because there's no attachment or resistance. You're just letting it be. You're calm about it. You don't really care whether it happens or not. Very, very deeply, Sandra's saying. I agree, Sandra. Lee's then saying, now imagine it was £1 million, okay? The mind adds attachment, doubt, and pressure. You're thinking, oh my God, what are people going to think? Yeah, that's so true. Which creates resistance. That's why it doesn't flow as easily. You're not allowing it just to be. You're not adding, the mind adds attachments, fear, doubt, pressure. You're not calm about it. Therefore, that sends out that therefore would repel the manifestation of £1 million, for example. Lee, that does make perfect sense. I agree, Sandra. Sandra's saying, I love the books by Louise Hay. Mirror work has helped me so much. I'm not sure if I read that book, Sandra, but I've heard of Louise Hay before, and I've heard of mirror work before. Can be a useful tool to deal with the challenges of life, the challenges of people. Lee saying, in truth, there's no difference between them, the feather, or them £1 million. The only difference is the meaning and resistance we attach to it. But thanks for sharing that, Lee. Really wise, really well elaborated too. Very understandable as well. Thank you. Johnny saying sleep paralysis is horrible. Yeah, it fucking is. Scary as hell. I got it in my 20s when I was in Ibiza. I used to live in Ibiza in 2004, 2005. This was 2005 when I had sleep paralysis. I remember it. I was really young, Johnny. And I was taking a lot of drugs and drinking as well. And I remember it, and it used to happen often. And how I got over it was I'd see people in the room. I was laid in my bed. I couldn't move. And I'd see people in my room. The people weren't in the room, but that's what I'd see. It's like you're in a dream. It's realistic as fuck. 100%. It seems 100% real, but you can't move. And you want to tell them to F off, but you can't move, and you're just stuck and you're frozen. And how I got over it was I got used to it. I got used to it, and I didn't resist it anymore. I thought, all right, here we go again. Sleep paralysis. Oh, I've been here before. I wasn't as scared about it anymore. And then it went away. That's how I got rid of that. But it is horrible. It's scary. But when you take the fear away, you take the resistance away. In relation back to what Lee was saying, in a way, in a fashion. Sandra's saying, is it Spanish they speak in Paraguay? Good question, Sandra. I don't know the answer to that. Johnny will know the answer to that. Johnny, I'm just catching up with the comments, aren't I? I'm sorry, guys. One moment. I'm behind a little bit here, aren't I? Johnny's saying fluent 3, Spanish, English, and German. Broken. I could add Portuguese, Dutch, and Guarani. You very multilingual, Johnny. Very intelligent, mate. Kudos to you. Hola, Johnny. ¿Cómo estás, chico? Chico, should I say? Sandra's saying. Estoy muy bien, Sandra. Sorry, Johnny. I'm murdering the language there, mate. I'm terrible. You're much better than me at languages. Let's be honest. A lot better. Fair play to you. Lee's saying we are constantly manifesting our reality, whether it's good, bad. So be aware of your thoughts. Yep. Thoughts turn into words. Words turn into actions. Actions can be your destiny, potentially, kind of thinking, Lee. Johnny saying, actually not bad, you're Spanish. Well, Sanders, mine's terrible. Sorry, Johnny. Richard saying, I've grown through past pain and trauma. I smile all day. You help others. I love people, learning about people, their culture, their life. I love travel. My past pain will not dictate how I live my life. And another saying as well, Richard, very wisely said, shows a lot about you on a positive. It's good to look at the past and learn from the past and learn from your mistakes, but you're not going there, are you? You're not going to your past. It's been and gone. You're moving forwards. You're not going to let the past pain dictate how you go in your life going forwards. I think that's great, by the way. One moment. Sorry, guys. Don't say it would be great to sit around the fire, wouldn't it, Sander? Yeah, sitting around the fire, just looking into the flames. Oh, yeah, it would. It would. Sandra's saying, Richard, that is in nature, let's say. Sandra's saying, Richard, that is beautiful. You sound like an amazing person. Sandra says, Dawn, yes, lovely. Somebody, hello, somebody. Can you say hi to my brother, please? I'm not going to finish this sentence, by the way. We are from Africa. His name is Dill something. I'm not finishing that one, somebody. Good try, though. Nice try. I'll go with the job, but I'm not saying it. Johnny's saying, agreed, Richard. Pain is what makes us grow. Yep. Yeah. Suffering. Growth in the suffering. Somebody, what do you think about the situation that happened to that artist recently? His name is Nick. I'm not reading the rest of that either, somebody. Johnny is saying, going to fire up my barbecue. Anyone want to join me? Oh, barbecue meat's the the best. It is the best, Johnny. I'd love to. It sounds great. Richard says thank you to Sander. Dawn saying, I've just hoovered up 2 sirloin with blue cheese, but I'm on my way, Johnny. Sounds great. Somebody saying, what is he reading? Which chart? This chart, somebody. He's reading all the comments. Sorry, guys. Do I need to be better at that is the question. Relation to the chart. As answer this question, am I too slow with the chart? Be honest. Do you want me to, I could put a slow mode on potentially. Do I need to improve that? You shared it with your cat. Lucky cat eating bloody sirloin. Lucky cat, Dawn. Richard's saying, imagine us all would be great, having great discussions, putting the world to rights, learning from each other. Yes, it would. Danny said, only ever had 5D once. It was a rough evening. Danny, why was it a rough evening? I wonder where you're going with that one. Dawn saying, it sounds amazing, doesn't it? Yes, Richard, Sandra says. We should go camping, being in nature. It's lovely being in nature. Very healing. Quay saying that's antidotal, okay? Sandra saying, oh, it's a no for camping for me, but I can do glamping. I suppose you could be by the fire for a while and then stay somewhere else, I suppose, if you wanted to, if you found the right place. I love camping too, although since we got a caravan, I'm spoiled and don't want to go in a tent anymore. I can understand that, though. Lee is saying, judging by your accent, you sound like you're from Burnley, Wigan, Lee, or Bolton. Lee, you've hit the nail on the head. Near enough. I'm actually from a town called Darwin, which is near Blackburn. That's where my accent is. But I live in Chorley, which they're all close to the places that you're on about. So Lee, you bang on. Where are you from, Lee, if you don't mind me asking? You seem to have a good knowledge of the area that I'm from. You can tell, can't you? Absolutely. You bang on. Sandy's saying, Dawn, a tent is a huge no for me. I need a toilet, a vanity mirror, and all this my self-care stuff. Oh, and a comfy warm bed. I can understand that. Yeah. Each their own. Dawn saying we occasionally take the tent to Glencore. They have a nice campsite. That doesn't take caravans, okay? And Rich is saying, I do see the appeal of a warm caravan or glamping. I do too. Sandra says, Richard, Lee, close, Chorley. Where are you from, Chorley? Where are you from, Lee, is the question. Sorry, carrying on. Dawn saying, nah, I'll get washed in a river, Sander, but it's not comfortable sleeping in a tent. I understand that. Richard's from Manchester, so you're not far from where I am, Richard, of course. Dawn is from Edinburgh. Johnny saying, since I'm in the southern hemisphere, I don't have to worry about cold weather this time of the year. No, you don't. You have to worry about all the heat, I suppose. Santa saying, Dawn, I'm a little bit precious. I'm rough as toast, Dawn says. Richard says, I was in Edinburgh at Christmas. Lovely place. Oh, Richard, it's amazing, Edinburgh. Absolutely amazing city. I agree. Santa saying, Johnny, fair point, LOL. I used to sleep on a beach under the stars when I lived in my own country. I think I would like a hammock tent. I'd be scared of falling out of it though, but I bet I've never tried that. Sandra saying I'm more polished. Don't say, oh my God, I want to do that, Sandra. Sandra's saying I love Edinburgh, yeah. Be a good place to live. Be a good place to live. I think I couldn't live in the city centre though. I'd have to live on the outskirts somewhere. Dawn, that's unreal. Summer, Sandra says. Dawn says, we were in Edinburgh last night. Sorry, guys. Guys, I'm going to have to be 1 minute. I need to do something. Sorry. I need to do something. 1 moment. Sorry about that, guys. I need to go then. One moment. Sorry. Sandra's saying, Dawn, hammocks are pretty cool and I'm jealous. I want to go back. Johnny's saying, I always wanted a van. Why did you always want a van? So you can travel around, camp out in the van, let's say. Dawn saying, when it was snowing and all the start were out last week, I didn't want to come home. It was so beautiful at the horses. I bet it was. Snow makes things look so much better, doesn't it, Dawn? It does sound idyllic, Sandra, I agree. Don't say the same. Johnny, I'd live in a van, like more of a nomadic type of lifestyle, potentially. More in line with that. Don't say it was Sander. I really didn't want to leave. I was looking at the starts and listening to the horses munching. It was beautiful. Sander then saying, Dawn, I follow people who do live in a van. I don't think it's for me, but they do make it look amazing. Depends how you approach it, doesn't it? Sander then saying, Dawn, how therapeutic and serene. Sorry, guys, I'm keeping up the best I can. Don't say, I know I'd do it tomorrow, but my cats probably wouldn't appreciate it. They have a cat flap and run around free. The life of a cat must be great. Sandra's saying, I'd love a countryside cottage where I'd have some small animals and I could bake and create all day. You don't have to go to work then, basically. Live your own life. Wouldn't we all want that? Financial freedom. Why shouldn't we work towards those things? Sandra's saying, laugh my ass off, cats will do what they want to do. Of course they will. Richard's saying that does sound idyllic. Absolutely. Don't say a lot of people around here have honesty boxes and sell eggs, honey jam, home baking. I love that, honesty boxes. That's a sign of a healthy society when that can be given out and people don't take the piss with it. Honesty boxes are great for eggs, fresh farm eggs, etc., etc. I think it's a good thing. Sandra's saying, Richard, yes, cozy and romantic. Sandra's then saying, Dawn, yes, around here too, it's beautiful. It can be in some places. Dawn saying, I can see you doing that, Sandra. Richard saying, comfy, cozy, romantic, warm and homely. Yes. Good to achieve those things. You can achieve those things. If you want it, you can achieve it. Sandra's saying, Dawn, yes, same here. I like the peace and isolation, but I also like and appreciate the modern cities, etc. Best of both worlds. It's good to be between two, in my opinion, two. Balance is in it, I suppose. Sandra's then saying, oh my God, yes, exactly that, Richard. Dawn saying, I don't appreciate anything about modern cities. If I never see a city again, I'd be happy. Different opinions there, but that's fine. I can see why. Horses for courses, literally. Sandra's saying, LOL, Dawn, I love a city break and appreciate the convenience of a nice city. I like the old cities. I like the old cities that have character. You know, the old Roman ruins, etc., etc. But you couldn't live in one. I agree. Nearly lived in London in my 20s, but didn't happen for me. Dawn's then saying, I've never been to London and I'm happy with that. I'm shitting myself going to Essex. Wow. You've got Edinburgh on you. You live in Edinburgh, Dawn, on the outskirts of it. So you don't need to go to London. But a lot of people might not agree with that, but there you go. Sandra's saying, Dawn, instead I moved to the north of the UK. That's thanks to me, that. Dawn's laughing. Sandra is laughing at Dawn. I spent time in Essex. What's that like? You've never been. You better take your fake tan and eyelashes. Yeah, get them done. One moment, guys. Sandra's saying, Dawn, I really loved London. It helped shape me then. Travel can be an education. Absolutely. And broaden your horizons in your 20s. I'm very grateful for London. You got a lot of positives from it. That's great. I visited it so many times. Haven't been recently though. It's probably much different now. It is. I think it is. Melissa. Hi, Melissa. Hi to Melissa. How are you? Welcome, Melissa. Richard says hi too. Sandra then says, laughing my ass off, Dawn. The part of Essex I've been in, it has normal population. Okay. Not a mass. I've never been. Johnny then says, I feel you, Sander. I like the convenience of the city. There's stuff to do, lots of places to eat, lots to do, etc., etc. But hate the traffic. Yeah, it can be horrendous. And I love the calm and relaxed way of the countryside. I feel rejuvenated by the nature, me personally. I really do. It gives me energy. Makes me feel good. Don't saying the thought of London makes me feel stressed. I do appreciate the old buildings in Edinburgh, and it's nice early in the morning, but I hate it during the day because of the chaos, because of too many people. More people, more problems, potentially. Melissa says hi. Hello, Melissa. I think I might have seen you on here before. I hope you're okay. Saying hello. Sandra says, Johnny, yes, that's pretty much it. Sandra says, Dawn, Edinburgh's just beautiful. I love Bath and Oxford, York too. They're all great places. Sandra saying, these are the places I live in now, so or very close to them. Yeah. You can make that happen, by the way. Dawn saying, during the summer, we went around different restaurants, just having a starter and a drink in different places, in a dress sitting outside. And yes, it was very nice. Just reading the comments now, guys. Melissa says hi again, and hi again, Melissa. It's all good. Hope you're okay. Dawn saying York was nice, actually. York's nice, man. Really good city. Chester's a good city too, by the way. Not as nice as York, not as nice as Edinburgh, in my opinion, but Chester's still good. Chester City's a nice place too. Sandra saying, Dawn, yes, I can imagine it to be amazing. Sandra says hi to Melissa. Sandra says, I love York. Dawn said, it's nice where I am. 10 minutes one way is countryside and 10 minutes the other way is Edinburgh. You're in a good balance there, in a good location there. Sandra's asking Melissa, how's life? Melissa says, good. Richard's saying, manifestation is so real and it works. I manifested a debt-free life, and today I'm debt-free, mortgage paid off. Good for you, Richard. I'm a little bit jealous there in a positive way. I'm so blessed. I saved, sacrificed for a few years, but did it. Well done, Richard, man. Manifestation is real when you put your mind to it. Absolutely. It's good to have that fact. You've got more financial freedom than the average person by the sounds of it. I'm happy for you. Good for you, Richard. That's brilliant. Sandra's saying, yes, that sounds perfect. I love where I live too. It's so peaceful and lovely. It is where, yeah, it is. And everything is really a car ride away. True. But Sandra's saying, Richard, you manifested and took action. Perfect combination. Well done, you. To be honest, that's what I want in my life. I want financial freedom. That's why I'm manifesting that as we speak. So good. Melissa says, nice. Please, sir, I don't know what you mean by it, Melissa. Richard says, thank you to Sandra. I appreciate your kind words. Great people on here today. Great channel. Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Sandra's then saying, Richard, thank you. That's very kind too. And yes, great people here always. Yorick, hi Yorick. Good morning to Yorick. Like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, guys. I appreciate you all. Thanks for that, Yorick. Yorick, that game that you play on your channel is very interactive. I think you already know this, but I think you're already going to do this, but it works really well. I forgot what the name of the game is that you play, but it works very well, Yorick. On your channel, let's say, on your lives. John is then saying, currently playing a song with my guitarist on a band FaceTime, waiting for him to tune. Okay, enjoy, Jonah. Enjoy the creative process. Go for it. Lily Green, are you on the gear? No, I'm not on the gear. I don't take drugs, Lily. Long time ago I did, but not anymore. Not for a long time. Lee saying, Sander, I live in Boothstown. It's between Manchester and Bolton. What about you? Boothstown. I don't think I've ever been there, Lee. You're not far from where I am, though. Lily saying, are you on the gear? No, I don't take drugs, man. No, I'm not. Lee saying, I was in houses a while back in Buckshaw Village. Lee, that's where I'm from. Buckshaw Village. Surely. That's where I am right now. Yep. Wow. It's a small world, Lee. Let's say that one. Richard's saying, my mother lives in Boothstown near Lee Road. Nice. It is a small world, like I've just said. Sounds like everyone's local. Not everybody, but a few of us are. Lee said he used to live near Edinburgh, a place called Dalgety Bay. Never heard of that, Lee. Johnny's definitely not local in Paraguay. We get people here from Australia, America sometimes. There's a variety of people from different parts of the world, which is interesting and amazing at the same time. Johnny's from Paraguay, which is very specific. I think it's great. Lee saying, wow, you're miles away. Pretty far, yeah. Jenny, I'm back. Remember me? I remember you, Jenny. I hope you're okay, Jenny. Zuki saying back now. Was just doing some cleaning while listening. No worries, Zuki. It's all good. Welcome back, everyone. Sending love and respect. Johnny saying, yeah, I like to do that as well, Zuki. Yeah. Zuki says hi to Yorick. Yorick's got his own channel. Please check it out. He plays a lot of games on there on these lives. They're very interactive, like word games. I forgot what the game's called. It's a good game. Johnny's then saying, I don't really like the cleaning, but listening to something while I do chores. It can be therapeutic, I suppose. I do remember you, Jenny. I do remember you. I've caught up with the chat at last. Zuki's saying it makes it much more bearable. Haha. Johnny's then saying yes. Anyway, I'm going to move on. One moment. Let me have a sip. So, another trait of a 5D person. I'm going to carry on with my note. I've written some notes. I'm going to read some of it out. You don't need to prove. If five-dimensional conscious person who's on a 5 level of consciousness person is not going to need. You don't feel. Do you ever not? I don't feel the need to prove myself. No. I don't most of the time. No need to dominate conversations. Some people need to dominate the conversation, take over the conversation, use people as sounding boards. That meaning like they just talk, and they don't listen to anybody else. I don't feel the need to do that personally. I don't know about you guys. I don't like doing that. Comfortable being unseen. I'm happy just being the quiet one in the corner, believe it or not. I really am. I'm comfortable with it. I'll sit there quietly for hours. Really just enjoy it, that peaceful. And integrity over validation. Integrity over validation. Not really requiring that external validation so much. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to be given external validation. Someone says, oh, thank you. Or you're really good at this, or I appreciate you. It's nice to hear that, but it's good not to rely upon all those things. You don't need to rely you don't really need that external validation if you're living in a 5D level of consciousness. You've got that internal validation. Humble, confident, the mixture, not being arrogant, just being comfortable in your own skin type of thinking. I'm going to keep talking for a little while on my content, then I'll go back to the comments, guys. You can feel energy before words. We kind of already discussed this, haven't we, in our own ways? You guys have discussed it a lot better than I have. You can sense tension. You can fucking feel it, the tension in the air without anyone saying anything. The falseness. I hate, it makes my skin crawl. I watch it at work sometimes. I watch people being sycophantic, phoning in order to curry favor with the leadership. And it makes my skin crawl. And I think that's fucking... maybe I need to work on myself with this, but it actually disgusts me a little bit. I hate it when people are sycophantic and fake. Just to blow smoke up somebody's ass. And a lot of the people that I work as a Band 5 scrub nurse, the Band 6s are known as sisters if it's a female, or charge nurse if it's a male. And I hear these people go, oh, sister. I think, fuck off. Stop being ass licker. Stop calling them sister. It's just the name's Sarah or the name's Ben or whatever the fucking name is. I don't say those things either. That's just me, though. That's just me. I don't know. I like to have integrity. I just think I don't like people. I don't like that sycophantic kind of person. I don't hate them. But I don't like it. I don't think it's a good way to be. Don't know about what everyone else thinks about that. Falseness. But on a positive, I can notice kindness in a person really quickly as well. I know, I just pick it up on the vibes, on the energy of them. Like a genuinely kind person, I can pick up on that as well as the other negative traits that some other people have. Do you ever feel drained in crowded places or toxic places? Yes, big time. I can't be there for too long. I struggle to protect my own energy. Maybe that's something I need to improve upon, protecting my own energy in like a toxic environment. It's hard though, easy said than done. And often need solitude to reset. Absolutely. I'm really good at being on my own. I'm fucking great at it. And that recharging time is needed. Anyway, I'll go back to the comments, guys. Zuki's saying it makes it much more bearable. I get it, to get through the tasks. Johnny is saying, yep. Jonah's saying, Johnny, people call me that. So people call you Johnny as well, Jonah, is the point you're making. Johnny says, what's up, Jonah? Yorick says, Johnny, I see your channel. Talk about how to live in Paraguay, the challenges and the benefits. Yeah, sorry, Johnny, I'm not plugging your channel there, am I? Check out Johnny's channel as well. Very interesting, very specific about life, how life is in Paraguay. Very specific, which is a good thing. Got your own niche going on there, Johnny, by the sounds of it. Johnny says, yo, guys. Johnny says, haha, I thought you meant me, LOL. Does anyone else get made fun of, Jonah? Does anyone take the piss out of you? Does anyone have a laugh at your expense, Jonah? Yeah. Lots of times in my life. I don't mind it sometimes. I don't mind having a laugh at my own expense sometimes. I don't mind joking. But if it starts, I don't mind light jokes. I really don't. I'm comfortable in my own skin. But I don't like it when it's disrespectful and when it's nasty, when it's coming from a shitty place, when it's repeated, the same things repeated over and over and over. It's when someone's trying to dominate you, for example, or me. Someone's trying to dominate you by putting you down, calling you names, calling you gay, mocking your appearance, putting you down. It's for their appearance. Yeah. Well, all people call me bald because I am bald, but it's just this disrespect. That's the intent behind it. It's malicious, isn't it, Jonah? Yes. And Jonah, that's part of life. But you shouldn't tolerate it. You shouldn't take any shit. But yeah, people do that, unfortunately. They do. No matter where you are in the world, or how old or how young you are. You think, oh, it only happens at school. No, it happens in adult life too. Sometimes you've got to show people and make them feel uncomfortable. Make it uncomfortable for them. They're mocking you to make themselves feel better. Usually, basically, make it uncomfortable. Sometimes you're going to make it uncomfortable for them. Make it painful for them. Not giving them a reaction. Mirroring their behavior sometimes. Projecting it back onto them. There you go. Have that back. What do you mean by that? Why is that? That kind of response. Quick, short answers can help. Johnny's saying, Yorick, yes, still figuring out what I really want my child to be about. That's absolutely fine, Johnny. You'll find your way, whatever way that is. Johnny, for me personally, I didn't want to stick to one particular thing all the time. I used to speak about men's problems and men's troubles, but I got to a point where I thought, I don't want to just carry on talking about the same thing all the time. I like to have a variety, but that's just me. Everyone's different. You find your way. Jonah saying, I get made fun of at school quite a lot. Sorry to hear that, Jonah. Sorry to hear that. I can emphasize with what you're saying because I've had that done to me too. How are you dealing with it? How are you dealing with it so far? Since you've got people will mock you for whatever reason, Jonah. Glasses, blonde hair, brown hair, no hair, ginger hair, muscly, skinny, fat, anything, especially at school. Kids can be cruel, Jonah, as I'm sure you know. Zuki says, Jonah, yeah, I've dealt with that a lot in the past. Zuki can emphasize with you there. Don't think I know Dalgety Bay, just over the bridge. Yorick saying, did you? Other from UK, okay? Jonah's saying it's hard. I'm sorry to hear that, Jonah. What specifically is happening? Is it a group of people or just one person that's doing that? Johnny then says, I was born in Paraguay. My parents are German, spent time of my childhood in Germany. What was that like, Johnny, living in Germany? Jonah saying, I speak some German. Johnny saying, people are ignorant. Jonah, people are ignorant. Don't let them drag you down. Usually as well, what happens is, Johnny, if you're doing something well, like you're in a band or whatever it is, people will mock you anyway. People are just assholes sometimes, Jonah. There's lessons in there though to be learned, and I think a lot of what helps is when you start to really love yourself and you accept yourself and you like yourself, it can then manifest you. Eventually, you're being confident with who you are. That can repel them. That can really repel them, amongst other things. It's got to you though. I can understand why. I've been there, Jonah. I understand what you're saying. I'm sorry to hear that. Johnny said it's 10 o'clock in the morning where he is. You hate the way you look. You hate the way you look. That's why it probably stings harder, Jonah. Why do you hate the way you look? Sander's saying, oh my God, my bread looks great. Just in case anyone wanted to know. Good for you, Sander. Jonah, good for you. You're being really honest, really open. I'm sorry that you hate the way you look. A lot of people go through that. Especially when you're younger, you're growing up and you're just learning about yourself. You seem really wise for your age too, by the way. It's 1:10 in the UK, let's say. Yorick saying it's 2 p.m. in the UK, all right. Sandra saying, hi, John. Oh, sorry to hear that. Why? Yorick saying, I meant 1. Okay, no worries. Dawn saying, high five to Sander. Sander saying, Yorick, well, finally you made it, LOL. Joni saying, I'm ugly. Oh, don't. You're ugly. Why do you think? Oh, sorry, Jonah. I don't want you to feel that way, mate. I really don't. You're not ugly. You're not ugly. You need to. How can you change your situation, Jonah? How can you? I'm trying to put the question onto you because you're the one that's going to have to. I can't solve the problems that you have, but you can. You can find a way through it. You can find a way through it. A lot of people think they're ugly. So many. I've met people that are physically really attractive, right? They're really physically attractive. They're beautiful, let's say, physically, but they're inside of them. They're fucking horrible people, right? I've met some people like that, and I don't see them as good looking. I see them as fucking horrible. I don't, even if they physically look like, say, like a model, but I think your energy is horrible. Some people look beautiful and they're inside and outside. They're like a double whammy. Great, good for them. But I think I take people as they find them and their energy and how they are and how they behave. And just because I am not the most good-looking person, Jonah. Look at me. I'm average at best. You know what I mean? But it's the energy and how you behave that can make you appear better, look more. It's being a beautiful person, acting in a good way, being a good, warm person. That makes you more attractive to the right people. I'm not saying everything there, Jonah, but I'm trying to say the best I can in the present moment. Santa says, Dawn, indeed, woohoo, happy days with a bread. Okay, Santa said, John, you are not. Are you a good person? You present as a good person. I don't know you personally, but from what you've been talking about, Johnny, you seem like a well-rounded person. If you are beautiful. Thanks for sharing that, Sander. They're very true. It helps when you read as well, Jonah. When you read, you learn about yourself, you learn about others. It takes time, it takes years. You start to understand yourself. You you make the best of the cards that you are dealt. And that can help you with alleviating, help improve your self-worth, let's say. Johnny says, I know it's hard to handle it, but you just have to accept the way you look. Just be yourself. Be your best authentic self. There's a person that I work with. She's a registrar. She's a surgeon, right? But she's a registrar. She's like an up-and-coming surgeon. She's disabled. She's disabled. I think she's got like cerebral palsy or something like that. She struggles to walk, but she's such a nice person. She's so fucking beautiful, such a beautiful person. And I just see the beauty in that person. Physically, she struggles. She struggles to move, she struggles to walk, but she's such a kind, warm person. I just see her as a beautiful person. And the right people will see that in you, if you know what I'm trying to say. Sandra's wondering where Mr. Gold is. He's not been on here for a while. Mr. Gold's a one-trick pony, Sandra, I'm afraid. I'm not seen him for a while. Jonah saying, thank you, guys. No worries, Jonah. Keep going. Believe in yourself, mate. Believe in yourself. There's ups and downs. I get it. The good thing about getting older, Jonah, if you apply it properly, is you just know yourself better. It takes time, though. 30s, 40s. I'm at 43. I feel so much better than I did when I was in my 20s. So, Sandra's saying, Jonah, how old are you? I believe the same thing through her 20s, let's say. Zuki's saying, something I heard once. It starts with just one thing you like about your appearance and work from there. Even a small thing like your eyebrows or something. Yeah. Your eyes, you've got nice eyes, or you've got nice eyebrows, or whatever it is. Redeeming qualities about yourself. I suppose your physical body, you can change that, can't you? I tell you what, a big one, Jonah, fucking huge one. Go to the gym, fucking exercise, be active, eat a little bit healthier. Just instantly a quick confidence booster. Go to the gym and get strong, physically strong, or stronger. That's if you want to do. You don't have to do that. That's a one way of improving your confidence. Leveling up to fuck. And John's saying, I'm in school. Yeah, I guess I like my eyes. Yeah, good. Coming away from coming up. Yeah, that's good. Well done. What color eyes do you have? You have blue eyes. Blue eyes are rare, beautiful, lovely. Anyway, I'll carry on speaking. Zuki's saying, remind yourself from time to time of that. Damn, I love those eyes, blue like the ocean or something. It's a step towards becoming more confident, I suppose, appreciating yourself a bit more. Don't say, yeah, I thought I was fat and ugly, but now when I look at pictures, I wish I look like that now. You look back at yourself, think, I wish I was in my younger body, let's say. Yep. Jonah says, thank you, no worries. Johnny saying, lots of girls would like you here because of your eyes, blue eyes, and light skin is rare here, Johnny's saying. You're also nice, Jonah saying, absolutely, that's what the channel's about, Jonah. It's all good. Johnny is then saying, if people laugh at you, just laugh with them. If you don't react to what they said about you, they'll get bored and move on. Pick up on the energy of you being upset by it, I suppose. Type of thinking. So it's just laughing it off. Whatever, yeah, I look like this, whatever. It can help. Anyway, Zuki's saying, and also remember, self-perception can and will change. Yes, it will. The things you hate about yourself, you might come to appreciate. And you'll find others that do that as well and uplift you. Jonathan is saying that's made me feel better, to be honest. Good. That's great. Zuki's then saying, the only thing at the end of the day that matters most is your perception. You live with yourself your whole life. And critics come and they go. No matter what you do, you're going to get judged. You're going to get judged no matter what the fuck you do. You could be the nicest, most useful, helpful, fucking best person in the fucking world. You've not done anything wrong to anyone. Guess what? You're getting judged. You're going to get criticised. No matter what you do. And they will come and go, like Zuki said, the critics. So they hold no ultimate power over you. You do. You have the power. It's internal. The power's within. The answers are within. Always. Johnny on the Rise is saying, it was interesting to say the least, also challenging. It definitely shaped the way I see the world, seeing and experiencing different cultures, fitting in not so easy. Especially if you're traveling around a lot, Johnny. Johnny saying, that's why I feel you, Jonah. Over time, I learned that fitting in is not the goal. Because you're going to fit in, you're going to have to dim your light, aren't you, potentially, Johnny? In relation to what you're saying, to fit in with the masses, with the three-dimensional masses, let's say, as we were saying, you're going to have to dim your light to fit into that. You're going to have to lessen yourself, make yourself smaller just to fit into that tight little narrow-minded box, which is rigid. You can't really move around in this little box, and you're not fulfilling your potential. You're not doing what you love. You're not following your passion. You're stuck in this fucking shitty three-dimensional box, potentially, just to fit in. And that's going to feel, you're not going to fit into that. It's going to feel very uncomfortable, isn't it? You're going to outgrow that box. Anyway, Simon's then saying, Dawn, laughing my ass off. I literally thought I looked like a freak for a very large portion of my life. I was different, that's for sure, especially for the small town mentality I've come from. Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Growing pains. Dawn saying, I was bullied a lot for my curly hair. It's hard. But bullies are projecting their own insecurities. It's not even about you. No, it's not. It feels like it's about you because it's been communicated to that it's about you, but it's about them. Fucking cowards, mate. Bullies are a great teacher. They can be a good teacher. They can help you work. They can give you that motivation to work on yourself. I used to get terrorized at one point in my life. I got fucking terrorized, mate. Trust me now. And I mean terrorized. I was hanging around with a load of chavs. I was a chav myself. I was taking drugs. I was in the rave scene, let's say. I was heavily involved in the rave scene, trust me. And I enjoyed it. And I was in my early 20s. And I was hanging around with fucking dickheads, basically. Proper fucking chavs, trust me now. And they'd all take... I was a quiet one. And I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So I didn't say anything to anyone. And they all bullied. I was getting bullied by loads of people at once for hours on end. And I mean terrorized, fucking ripped to shit. And I had a very low sense of self-worth. Very low sense of self-worth. And I think I was attracting it because I hated myself. I was insecure. I was underdeveloped. I was lost. And then basically what did I do? Long story short, this took time, by the way. It didn't happen overnight. I fucking thought, oh, fucking hell, I'm at the bottom of the pile here. What the fuck's happened to me? I'm getting ripped to shit. I was angry. I was upset. It's like, this is not good enough. I'm better than this. This is not good enough for me, I thought to myself. I'm getting fucking ripped to shit. And this is out of order. I'm trying to be a nice person. People are just spitting all over me all the time. And I thought to myself, right, I'm going to change this. And I started to read, and then read. I read a lot of fucking books. I still do now. And then I started to learn about what I learned about toxic people, psychology, power and now, etc., etc., etc. All these books. And I learned about people and why they do things. I started to understand what the bullies were and why they did it and how they're projecting things onto me. Then I started to work on myself, and then I started to see myself in these books. And go, oh, why do I do that and do this? And therefore, eventually started to love myself a bit more. And then I went back, and then I came away from this group of people, and then I came back into it. But I'd worked on myself, and then I got the confidence. I found my voice. My throat chakra was blocked, and then it wasn't. And then I started to have a fucking voice, and I started to fire back. I started to be more confident, and they didn't touch me. And then they started to say, "Oh, you've changed, Brad. You've changed. You've changed." They didn't like the new me. They liked the old me that they could bully and put down. They didn't like the new me that was more confident, more compos mentis. So yeah. Anyway. That's a very brief summary of how I came away from that kind of shit. But I do know what it feels like to be bullied, and I think it's fucking, and it's not nice. Let's say that. But it made me stronger. It made me stronger. But the last thing I wanted to do is become the bully. Some people become the bully, don't they? That means you've failed too. You don't want to become the bully. Just Anna saying she doesn't want to fit in. No, don't fit into that rigid system. Richard then said, Jonah, you're awesome, and props on learning guitar. I wish I could learn. I have tried and lack the patience. I have no idea how to play a musical instrument. I'm absolutely shit at it, but I respect the people that do. Fair play. Kudos to you, Jonah. Sandra's saying, oh my God, what would give to have curly hair, Dawn? I craved it when I was younger. I don't have any, so yeah, I'll give me some of that curly hair, please. Thanks. Zuki's saying, we as humans have autonomy. Yes, we do. It empowers self-discovery and allows for our own individuality. Fitting in is merely a social construct and expectation. Yep, it is. Fit into the 3D? No. But that's where the beauty of the 5D is. Yeah. So don't say exactly, Sandra. It's small town mentality. It actually has nothing to do with you. Yeah, I grew up in a small town too. A town called Darwin. Shithole near Blackburn. Small town mentality there too. Don't say I always wanted straight hair. Everyone just wants what they don't have. Very true. And then I suppose there's another way of thinking. You'll miss it when it's gone. You'll miss them when they're gone, or you miss it when it's gone. Sandra's saying, I entered a different culture too, but I now feel like I don't belong anywhere. I found a home inside of myself and in Brad. That's the most important things to me. Thanks, Sandra. That's beautiful. That's it. That's it, really. Sandra says, Dawn pretty much laughed my ass off. Dawn says, that's beautiful. Sandra's getting teary-eyed. It's all good. Suki says, bless Sandra. Johnny's saying, yeah, I had my identity crisis as well, Sandra. I'm in Paraguay. I'm the German guy, and Germany in the Paraguayan, let's say. Wow. I can understand why you'd have an identity crisis within that situation, Johnny. Makes you are, though, man. Forces you to become who you are. Sandra's saying these lives make me feel emotional. Happy tears. It's all good. Labels don't matter. People are going to put you in a box as well. A lot of people, Johnny, they don't even understand themselves. They've not even met themselves. Three-dimensional people haven't even fucking met themselves, have they? Have they fuck? They haven't even looked at themselves. They don't. They don't look at themselves. And then they're going to put other people, they're going to put a label on other people. And they might see an open-minded, five-dimensional, conscious level person as strange as fuck. Because in their perception, that's weird as fuck, what you're being or what I'm being. That's weird as fuck to them. They're like, what the hell are you doing that for? That's weird. You're not fitting into our box. We're putting you in the weird box. I've had that all my life. All my fucking life. A lot of my life. And it took me years to figure that out, man. But you're right. The labels don't matter. Narrow-minded labels from people that are three-dimensional don't matter. Anyway, I'll carry on. I was always really emotional, and it's coming back. Emotional guidance system type of logic there, what I'm thinking of. Sandra's saying, laughing my ass off, Johnny. Sounds really interesting, though. Wherever you go, you're always special and interesting, too. Where are you from originally? Germany, I think, Johnny. Don't say no, they don't, Johnny. Sandra's saying, Johnny, oh, my God, they truly don't matter. Do they fuck? Richard's saying, yes, the gym gave me confidence. Yeah, if you're still watching Johnny, the gym's great, man. Makes you stronger. It's like I see muscles as body armor kind of thing. Gave you the confidence. My bullies lost interest as it got bigger and stronger. My mind got stronger as well. So you just know that you're stronger because you are stronger. And then they'll look and go, oh, that person looks strong. I don't want to bully them because they're weak. Bullies are usually weak, and they'll see it as a threat. So they won't want to bully you anymore, Richard. Johnny's just reiterating what he said before. Born in Paraguay. Sorry, Johnny. Forgive me, I was wrong. Raised in Germany. Sandra's saying, oh my God, Dawn, I'm really happy for you. It's a curse and a blessing being emotional, but I think it's beautiful. Yeah. Dawn saying, funny that, Richard. Shows they were a weak opportunist. Yeah, usually the case, isn't it? Fucking weak. I don't like bullies. Not a fan. They pay in the end. Richard's saying, so true, Dawn. Sanders then saying, really cool, Johnny. So inside you is a lot of understanding and open-mindedness that alone is giving you. It's a gift, yes. Sanders saying, Dawn, what a realization. Wow, I have goosebumps, you beautiful Dawn. Johnny's then saying, yes, I always think how my life would have been if I hadn't been exposed to different cultures. Well, yeah, the education is in the different cultures. It gives you, it's such a good, a school couldn't give you that, Johnny. A school couldn't give you that. You could read about other places, but living in them is a totally different thing, as I'm sure you know. Sanders saying, Johnny, it would have been different for sure. I was saying yesterday, I'm so glad I moved to another country. It's like having two hearts and the best of both worlds. Sanders then saying, Johnny, it enriched you beyond belief, living and existing in cultures. Sanders deleted some comments. Somebody saying, can you please ban me permanently from the channel? Why, somebody? What? Just don't come on the channel, somebody. Oh, whatever. That's silly. Richard saying, Johnny, you really come across as a well-rounded person. I agree, Richard. Same for you as well. And a lot of people on here, yeah, I'd say the same. Absolutely, I agree. Johnny's very well-rounded, very wise. Found wisdom through the life experiences, that's a life. What's that? It's a life well lived, isn't it? If you're finding wisdom and lessons and learning those lessons truly through your life experiences, then you're doing really well on this path of life. Somebody is saying, I really need it. I don't know. Sandra, please leave the comments if you don't mind. I like to read them. Johnny's saying, yeah, I think everyone should move to a different country at some point in their life, at least for a period, but not just for holidays. Yeah, to get a different perspective on life. Absolutely, Johnny. Johnny on the rise says, thank you to Richard. Somebody's repeating themselves. Sandra's saying, somebody, we've been through this before. Right. Okay. Do you know what I'm doing? Somebody, okay then, your wish will be granted, somebody. I'll put you in time out for 24 hours. Off you go, somebody. There you go. Congratulations, somebody, on your desire to be banned from a channel. Each their own. I've got rid. I think the reason why I've got rid of that person, somebody, is because they just chat loads. It's high volume of just nonsense, and it can ruin the chat. So, Dawn saying, thank you, Sandy, you're beautiful too. Sorry, I was just getting ready. What kind of meat are you having, Johnny, on your barbecue is the question. Going 3 hours now, haven't I? Wow. Anyway, I'm going to carry on speaking. Are you doing a live, Johnny, is the question, with regards to your barbecue? Sorry, I don't mean to put you on the spot there. I'm just assuming, because you said everyone join me. So, I'll keep going. They value depth over status. Not impressed by titles, money, or hierarchy. If you're a five-dimensional type of trait of a five-dimensional person, you're not going to be impressed by titles, money, or hierarchy. Not asked what your title is. Don't care how much money you've got. I don't give a fuck about your social status, your hierarchy. It's you as a person, drawn to authenticity, drawn to honesty, drawn to vulnerability, emotional honesty, isn't it, really? Can feel disconnected in workplace, focused on ego. And oh my God, I feel that where I am a lot of the time. There's a lot of ego in the NHS. There's a lot of ego in theatres specifically. There really, really is. Not everybody, not all the time. There's a lot of fucking ego. And it's hard to navigate that. It really is. So I do feel disconnected some of the time when I'm working where I work. Absolutely, by the way. Oh, sorry to put you on the spot. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, by the way, Johnny. Sorry. Dawn's only going to watch for 20 minutes. Oh, sorry, Dawn, to keep you. You need to go and do what you need to do, Dawn. Be careful with your back, though, please. Be cautious. Go slowly. Go steady as you can. And you probably got lots of responsibilities to, a lot of tasks to complete. Be careful, though, please. Johnny's saying some T-bone steak sounds amazing. You don't feel confident enough to go live, LOL. I get that. I get it. You get used to it, Johnny. Honestly. When I first started doing it, when I first started doing YouTube, I didn't even like having my photo taken. Sounds crazy. And then when I was speaking, I used to do some edited videos, and I'd like redo it and redo it and redo it. And then I felt I'd never been on camera before I did this. Not like this at all. And I've just become desensitized to it, and you just get used to it. You just turn up. Sounds crazy, but you just dare to be shit, Johnny. Dare to be shit. That's what I did. I dared to be shit. I'm still daring to be shit every day and get a little bit better each time. And when I first started doing the lives, my first 10 lives, no one was watching me at all, man. Really, tell you what's difficult when you've got no one chatting, no one commenting, and you're talking into the abyss on your own. That's the hard bit, beginning it. And it's like, fuck me, it's difficult. I'm lucky to have people commenting, because trust me now, when people comment, it gives you something to talk about, something to discuss. But when you've got nothing, you've only got, I just go with a script sometimes, go back to the script, or talk about whatever you can. It takes the pressure away, I suppose. That's how I've dealt with it. It's just turning up and going for it, though, and just dare to be shit, and just take the pressure off thinking, oh, this is not going to be perfect. And to begin with, what helps it helps that no one's there to begin with. Well, it was for me, because then you're just talking on your own, which gets you used to it kind of thing. And then that's how I dealt with it anyway. Sandra says, Johnny, you should definitely go for it. We'll all be there. Yeah. Johnny says, no worries. But only do it if you want to do it. You don't have to. No pressure. It's your life, mate. Your life. Do what you want to do. Of course. Dawn saying, I'm actually fine while moving, but if I stop, I get stuck. I feel like a turtle. Oh, fuck. Sorry, Dawn. It'll pass. Yes, it will. Johnny saying, yeah, I think I need to expose myself to uncomfortable situations. Yeah. Yeah. And then you'll do it and you think, oh, that worked, or that was fucking terrible. You think, oh shit, that really didn't work. Sometimes I've done the best plan ever on here. Well, I thought I had. And I've had the best plan. I put a good amount of time into my notes or whatever, and to my content. And then I've turned up and it's just not worked out the way I wanted it to, Johnny. And then other times I've hardly even thought about it and it's just been worked better. It's just each day is different. Don't subscribe to you, Johnny, as well. I subscribed to you yesterday. Please check out Johnny on the Rise's channel, guys, if anyone hasn't, and please show some support and like and subscribe. Anyway, so another part of being five-dimensional, some of the traits of being five-dimensional is you're going to struggle with these 3D systems. Three-dimensional systems, politics, gossip. Gossip is the language of the idle, isn't it? I'll be honest, sometimes I enjoy gossip. Don't get me wrong. If I hear I've heard some crazy shit, some crazy stories, trust me, within what people have done at work. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe they've done that. My mind's been blown, trust me. It takes a lot to blow my mind, it really does. I've heard some things recently that some people have done, and trust me now, it is fucked up. And curiosity killed the cat. I was like, oh, that's weird. That's interesting. But it's gossip. And I'm guilty of enjoying that sometimes, if I'm honest. But I try and step away from it. But too much gossip's no good. I don't like being involved too much on it. and also competitive, egotistical people. It's nothing wrong with being competitive in a healthy way, wanting to do well. But the egotistical competitiveness I don't like. I struggle with that within a 3D work system, let's say. It can feel unnatural, can't it? It doesn't feel good. Often seen as too sensitive. Everyone said, oh, you're too sensitive. You're too quiet. I've been told that in the past. Oh, you're too sensitive. What? I'm too emotionally intelligent. Fuck off. Sorry, I'm swearing. Too quiet. You're too quiet. It's good to be quiet in a world that can't stop speaking. But you're seeing through that system, that 3-dimensional system, you're seeing through it as a 5-dimensional conscious level person, let's say. And people can think you're weak and weird. But you're just not built for that kind of dysfunctional, that egotistical, low-level vibrational system, let's say. I'll carry on speaking the best I can. A 5-dimensional person is going to lead with compassion. Just could be naturally compassionate. But you've got to learn your boundaries. You've got to learn your boundaries because it's just the way you have to be in the world, in my opinion. You've got to have teeth. You've got to have a bit of oomph. You've got to protect yourself. A 5-dimensional conscious person with a 5-dimensional conscious, one of the traits, you're going to be naturally helpful. You just like helping people. That's what you do. That's what you do. Which can be great in a lot of ways, but some people will take advantage of that, as you know. You can over people give. It can result in being a people pleaser too much if you go too far with it, giving too much, and that can I suppose that can be coming from a fearful place. If you're a people pleaser too much, it's coming from a place of fear a lot of the time, which you need to overcome. So a life lesson with regards to that would be, I'm carrying on with my content a little bit, compassion without self-abandonment. Compassion without, being compassionate, but don't abandon yourself at the same time. Not at the price of that. And I suppose you could tie that in with reparenting yourself and self-worth. Anyway, I'll carry on. I'll go to the comments in a moment. You're comfortable with not knowing. You're comfortable with not knowing. Less need for rigid beliefs. Like black and white thinking, rigid beliefs. This religion's the one true religion. All must believe in this religion. All the other religions are lying. That kind of thinking. It's rigid, innit? It's like, I've got this opinion. This is the only opinion that matters. This is what I believe in. Anyone who doesn't believe in what I believe in is an arsehole. They're all wrong. I'm right. Rigid. You might be right for yourself, which is absolutely fine. It works for you. That's great. I'm not saying that that's wrong. That's good for you. But I think you should be accepting of other people's opinions too and respect other people's opinions. They don't have to align perfectly with what you're thinking, is what I'm trying to say. But but if you don't have a need for that, my ego's not tied to my beliefs. I understand that not everyone's going to agree with me. I'm okay with that. I'm at peace with that. That's 5-dimensional kind of logic, kind of thinking. I'm not offended if people don't agree with me either. I think you don't agree with me, it's okay, as long as you're respectful. And if someone respectfully disagrees with what I'm saying, and then they present of the reasons why, I get it. It's all good. 5D, as we've said, it's just being open-minded, being fucking open-minded. Being open-minded. We need more people like that, but it is what it is. Curious rather than defensive. What does that mean? Curious rather than defensive. Like, let's say I talk about X, Y, Z. Doesn't matter what it is. And then you have a different opinion. You're looking at it from a different perspective. I'm curious about what you've got to say. What do you mean? Why do you think that? Where have you got that from? Why does that work for you? That's being open-minded. That's a bit, in my opinion, that's a good way to be. If I was defensive, I'd be like, I suppose we can all get defensive sometimes. I've got an opinion. I think this, I think that. and then you questioning what I think, and I've got defensive and I'm defending it. That's called cognitive dissonance. You're going down cognitive dissonance then, aren't you? It's like, imagine if I really believe in this cause, I put my life into it, my emotions into it. So I'm passionate about this fucking belief, and I defend it. I'm all in on this belief. That's it. It's definitely everything's right with this. Anything that challenges that, I'm going to get defensive about. My ego's too tied to it, too rigid, too narrow-minded. That's what can happen with some people sometimes. Anyway, just an important thing to mention. I'll go to the comments in a moment, the best I can. My point is that 5-dimensional thinking isn't spiritual superiority. I'm not trying to think like that. Not in an egotistical manner. Everyone moves between the states. So you will go to 3D at some point. I believe most people do at some point. Stress can bring it out of you. You're tired, you're ill, you're stressed, you're around wankers all day and they've been fucking rude to you. And they're just awful. Their energy is awful. It oozes out of their behavior. It's fucking awful. Been with them all day. You're in a stressful environment. You're working, you're tired, you're ill, you're around fucking low vibrational toxic people. That stress is going to drag you down to where they are more than likely. More than likely, even if it's just for a little bit. So stress can really pull you back into the 3D, and that's okay. It's okay, you're human. But presence can bring us back. Awareness can bring us back. It can take us out, back away from that. I think it's a lot of it is letting go of it. Letting go of presence can be attained via just letting go of all the bullshit, being at peace with it. Anyway. I'll go back to the comments, guys. Sorry, I just wanted to get that content. I just wanted to get that content explained. Don't say I have a guy who can fix me if it doesn't. Right, okay. Chiropractor, maybe. Sanders laughing at Dawn, saying that's reassuring. Sorry if I missed any comments. Dawn saying he's fixed Carol a few times. What's that? Let me go back. Sanders saying that's awesome, Dawn. Sensitivity can be a superpower. Yeah, it can, Johnny. It's emotional intelligence. Dawn saying he's also wide awake and like us, really good with crypto, etc. Cryptocurrencies. Don't confuse kindness with weakness. No, people do though. And they'll test you. And then you've got to remind them. You've got to remind them. Happened so many times in my life. And it keeps happening. But I'll keep doing it. People think, oh, they forget who you are. Think, oh, you're kind and you're nice. You're easygoing. You're really a kind, warm person. Yeah, I'm gonna take the piss out of you. Fucking right. You're not. You're harmless. You're harmless. And then you've got to show them. Got to show them. Got to remind them who they're speaking to sometimes. And I know that sounds egotistical, but got to protect yourself. Don't say sometimes with people I'm unsure about, I'll be extra kind to see if they take advantage. That's a good one. You'll be extra kind. See if they take advantage. You're unsure. Let's see what they do. Yeah. I suppose it's like a test to protect yourself, that, Dawn. Sandra saying, Johnny, oh yes, to both. Johnny says, Dawn, I have my conversation, how I test people without telling them. I think you've got to do that in life when you protect yourself. It's very important if you meet a potential partner. Because if you get the wrong person in your life, they can really fuck it up, man. They can really fuck it up. So I think a test is important sometimes. They'll test you and you should test them if you're meeting someone new in life as well, especially. So Johnny saying, Dawn, I have my conversation, how I test people. How do you do it, Johnny? Interesting. Just observe the reaction. What do you say? It depends, Johnny's saying, on what I want to figure out. It's more to figure out if they have a fixed or growth mindset. Yeah. Also, do you know what a big one for me is? Accountability, Johnny. If someone is blaming everyone else for all the problems and they're never at fault and they're always a victim, I think you're a victim, you're a manipulator, therefore red flag, stay away. Anyone who never takes accountability for their actions, imagine what they're going to be like in your life. Then you're never going to solve any issues with them. You can never resolve any conflicts with someone who never wrong. Red flag, avoid. Anyway, blaming, deflecting, Johnny's saying, just treating symptoms are red flags. Don't want a red flagging, no, not good enough. That's how I put people in buckets, LOL. Boxes, buckets, yeah. No accountability is a major red flag. It really, really, really is. You're never going to resolve fuck all of them ones. Extreme, we're all a bit selfish, let's be honest, but within reason, of course. People who are extremely selfish is another one as well. People who are trying to get, always in it to win it, trying to get things out of people, trying to manipulate people. It's just red flags too. Dawn saying, I've just let Scrappy up on my Amazon parcel. I forgot I brought compost. It's everywhere. Oh, fuck. It's basically, Dawn, you've got shit everywhere. Oh, dear. That's awful. That's shit. Funny, though. It's funny. God. At least he's enjoying himself. So, I'll carry on with this last bit of notes I've got. If this resonates, it doesn't mean that you need to escape the world. Sometimes you might want to escape the world for a while. I completely get it. But it doesn't mean you have to. It means that you need to protect your energy, honor your nature, honor your true nature, and stop trying to fit where you never were designed to shrink. Stop trying to fit into that three-dimensional box. You're not designed to shrink. You're designed to grow. If you're not growing, you're dying. Kind of logic. Not mean like growing physically, but growing as a person, spiritually, emotionally, whatever way you want to frame that. So I think at some point I'm going to be doing a video in the future with regards to how to survive the 3D, how to stay grounded as a 5D person in a 3D workplace. I'm going to talk about that at some point, but not now. I'm just going to change that. Oh, sugar. I don't want that there. Gluten kills you. Makes you feel drained, I suppose. So, Dawn saying it's just a little bag for my cactus. Anyone that's watching, I'll respond to all comments, by the way. Thank you for anyone that's liked and subscribed. I'm just talking randomly now, the best I can. Santa's in gluten heaven. I've never heard of gluten heaven before. Gluten kills me. A lot of people, yeah, it can be toxic for a lot of people. Santa's saying, I love gluten, but in small portions. Too much slows me down too. Yeah, it absolutely can drain you, can't it? Absolutely. Saying would be very helpful since we're surrounded by those people. Yeah, I'm going to talk about how to survive three-dimensional people within life or the workplace, let's say, as a five-dimensional higher consciousness type of person. I'm going to talk about that in a live in the future at some point, maybe next week. Yeah. Wow, it's 2 o'clock, isn't it? Not that I have all the answers for that, by the way. I don't, because I still work on myself. Like I was around people that were three-dimensional on Monday, and if I could give the best things, if honest to God, I was around these fucking people, and they're not horrible. Not all of them are horrible. I don't hate them or anything, but one of them's a bit. One of them's not the best. Let's say the negative energy coming from this person was really bad. The other two people that I was with were three-dimensional as fuck. You couldn't have a deep conversation with them. I was with them all day within a theatre. It was shit, fucking shit. Did not like it. And they sucked me in. They sucked me in, man. And then I got sucked in. I ended up becoming 3D myself to an extent in that moment. And it was not a nice day out, man. It really wasn't. And I thought, oh my God, I need to be a little bit better at this. I need to be a bit better at this. Anyway. Johnny's saying, I don't eat much bread, but some fresh out the oven is delicious. It smells amazing too, doesn't it? It really does. Richard's saying, look forward to that. Brilliant. Yes, I'm going to talk about surviving, helping to survive, making sense of it all. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here, guys. 4 ingredients. Have a great day, people, Richard's saying. Hopefully we can all tune in next week and have some great conversations again. Thank you, Richard. Yes, I'll be definitely here on Sunday around 10:30 in the morning. I'll say maybe 10:30 in the morning on Sunday. I will be live. If you do, I'll put the notifications on my channel, basically, when my next live is going to be. It's been a great conversation today. A lot of, hardly any trolls, which has been great. Hardly any, next to none. Like the last few lives I've done, I've had loads of trolls on here, but today they've not touched us because you guys have been talking so much sense, so much deep, well thought out sense, let's say, constantly. The collective consciousness has been really strong. I don't think the trolls have even bothered. They probably thought, fucking hell, I'm not touching that. So they've not even bothered. They've left us alone. They really have. There's been a couple, but they've been really, really vanilla, the trolls today. So yeah, I appreciate that. So yeah, hope I see you again soon, Richard. Thanks for being here today. Appreciate your insight and your wisdom and your contribution. It's all good. Sandra's saying 4 ingredients. Yep, bread should be made of very few ingredients. It doesn't have a long shelf life. Fresh, real bread is made from 4 ingredients, absolutely. It shouldn't have a long shelf life, really. A lot of these breads that are in the supermarket, they're good because they have a long shelf life. That's, let's say, one of the positives, but it's just full of ingredients that aren't good for you, let's say. Full of E numbers and ingredients that I can't even say out loud. Full of additives, unnecessary additives, like Sanders just said. Sanders says, Richard, take care. Have a great day. Johnny's saying, true, very true. I don't like factory style backers. What's factory style bakers or factory style bakers? No, Johnny, it's not the same. It's not real food, really, is it? It's useful. Don't get me wrong. It's useful to be eaten. It fills you up, I suppose, but it's not the best. Welsh Dragoness. Hello, Welsh Dragoness. Hello, my name is Brad. This is the Inspirational Ambivert channel. I'm just going to open chat now. I'm just responding to all comments. And that's what we're doing presently. You missed the German bread. Yeah, I can see why. Richard's saying, you maybe could recreate. Could you recreate that, Johnny? I'm sure you could, if you put your mind to it. Richard's saying, thank you. Thanks, good sir. Yes, lack of trolls, always good. They don't like intelligent conversations. Do they, fuck, Richard? They don't. They don't. They like to repeat. A lot of the trolls will just repeat themselves, don't they? Yeah. They do not like intelligent, deep conversations. They're repelled by it, which is a good thing. So I'm saying, Johnny, I miss Croatian bread too, lol, but I bake my own and nothing compares. Good to make your own bread if you get the time. Richard's saying, great day, Sander. All have a great week ahead. Stay blessed, stay calm, and enjoy the good, the bad, and the ugly of the week ahead. Thank you, Richard. Sending respect back to you. Thank you. Sander said, Richard, thank you too. Sending love and respect back. Johnny says, yes, probably maybe I'll try it. Sandra's telling me that we're out of milk. Right, great. Okay. Sandra said, Johnny, you should definitely go for it. Make your own bread if that's what you miss. Go for it. And you might make it the first time and make a mistake, but then you just go again. I'm just slowing down a little bit, guys. Okay. Sorry, I'm slowing down. I've been speaking for quite a while. Where am I at on my YouTube journey? Just changing subject, just random. I'm doing all right, man. It took me a while to get where I am. Sorry, Welsh Dragoness, sorry. Welsh Dragoness saying, best thing to do with trolls is ignore them. You're right. Ignore them. They're looking for a reaction. Even if it's a negative reaction, they're just looking for it. They want some attention, don't they, Welsh Dragoness? You're absolutely correct. I look at them as a help sometimes because it helps with the algorithm. YouTube just sees the amount of comments that you get, Welsh Dragoness. I'm not saying that I try and look at the positives that they bring sometimes. Sometimes they bring up good comparisons on my channel of what not to be as a person. So I use them as a bad example. A good example of a bad example, I use trolls as. And they help the algorithm. They're not probably aware of that. But you're right, in a way. But if they keep going and going and going and going, a lot of them repeat themselves. A lot of them just repeat themselves, don't they? And then the best thing to do is just ignore them. You're right. Don't give them a reaction. Don't give them anything. Johnny on the right said, I've tried sourdough in the past, but it didn't come out well. I'm not an expert on sourdough bread, but I do know it's not the easiest to make, Johnny. So I can see why it didn't work out. Keep trying it if you want to. Rich is saying, let the haters be your motivators. Yeah. Use it as fuel. And there you go, been lagging. It just come on to the scene with the troll-like behaviour straight away. I'm gonna look around, living rent-free by sounds of it. Voldemort, calling me Voldemort. Been lagging straight in there, giving an example of a troll. There, how's life as a troll been lagging? Dawn says Carol makes nice bread, but gluten-free is hard to make. Is it? Is it the consistency of the bread of the dough, Dawn? Not that I'm an expert on fucking bread, and I've never made it, if I'm honest. Sandra's saying, Johnny, I know, and I've made sourdough bread, but I went to a workshop to learn how to do it. Yep, you did, Sandra. Turns out hard a lot of the time. Oh, rock hard bread that just like rips your teeth to bits. Sandra's saying you just do need time and need to be organized with it. Yeah, you need the time, organized, and then just learn from your mistakes, as in life, I suppose. I'll go for a little while longer, then I will stop. I will stop. I could go for longer, but I need to stop at some point. You're making me hungry as well, Richard. Fucking 1000%, mate. Yeah, I get you. So Johnny's saying, I'm going to go to put on some tutorials and go for it. Yeah, like I said before, dare to be shit. Dare to be shit. And then you just look, that's how you get good at things. That's how I approach things anyway. It's having the courage, isn't it? Courage. Just courage to go for things. Sandra's saying, Dawn, I wonder what he's doing wrong. Under or overproofing can cause that texture. I don't know about that. Dawn says, I'm going to go, folks. I was supposed to do loads. Sorry to keep you, Dawn. Have a great day. I hope that your back's okay. Go slowly, go steady. Don't do too much. Be careful with regards to your back and your pain. Sandra then says, Johnny, let us know how you do. Okay. Johnny's saying, Richard, I'm making barbecue, come over. I wish we could just do that. We could be teleported. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Bin lagging, he's saying, I'm living rent free in that big bald head. You're not going to infiltrate my consciousness, bin lagging. You're just not really, you're not able to. You're playing slight, yeah, you're just not able to. You're not there. I'm afraid not, bin lagging. Sandra's saying, don't laugh at my ass off. Luckily, I did stuff and listened. All right, you're on it. Don't saying, I have no idea. Normal bread comes out fine, but gluten-free is 50-50. Like, all right, I don't know there must be a way of doing it, but I don't know what that is. Johnny says, I will do Sander. Sander then says, his head is actually small. Yeah, it is. Not got a big head. Even if I did, I don't care. I love myself. Not in an arrogant way, in a healthy way. I'm all right. Richard's saying, embrace the journey, Johnny. Nothing grows in the comfort zone. No, it doesn't. The comfort zone can get very uncomfortable if you're there. It's good to be in the comfort zone sometimes. Nice. It's comfortable, of course. And sometimes you just need to rest and reflect. And you don't feel like growing every day. But some days you need to grow as well. So the comfort zone's good, within reason, in my opinion. Balance, like you said before, Richard. Dawn says, thank you, Brad. You too. All good, Dawn. Sandra's saying, Dawn, I've never made gluten-free bread. No. I know nothing about that. Sandra's sending love and respect. Richard, I'm there in spirit, and Johnny. Enjoy. Wish we could all be there with you. I do too. Enjoy your T-bone steak, Johnny. It's amazing. Barbecue, amazing. The best kind of meat. Seg, hi Seg, how are you? You've been on here before, haven't you? I hope you're okay. I hope you're doing well. Hiya Hun, hiya chat. Hello back to you. Welsh Dragoness. Oh, now you guys making me want to eat a sandwich a lot. I'm hungry too. Seg, what's today's topic? I've been talking about, I've finished now with regards to my topic. It was 3-dimensional people and 5-dimensional people. People that are low vibration and people that are higher vibration. Not that one's better than the other. It's about people that are open-minded and conscious and aware, and people that are closed-minded and unconscious, and the differences between the two, the traits of the two. That's what I've talked about today, but I'm coming towards the end now, if I'm honest. I'm just going with the comments, reading all the comments now. Richard says hi to Seg. Johnny says, thank you, guys. Sandra says, hello, Seg. Seg says, oh, yeah, it's all good. I'll stay for a few more minutes. And then Seg saying, we're all the same, in my opinion. Why? What do you mean? Why do you think we're all the same? In what way? What, in relation to our consciousness levels, let's say? I believe that we're all energy. Seg, if you know what I mean. Sandra's asking, what do you mean, Seg? If you don't mind, elaborate a little bit more. Let's try and I'll try and understand your perspective. So yeah, I've been doing this all anyway. I'll talk. I've been doing this whole YouTubing thing for over a year now. I've been very consistent with it. I had 314 subscribers as of this morning. Maybe I've got a few more at the end of this live, but I'm not seeing that. And Seg saying, well, some have more empathy than others. Well, yeah, they do. You're absolutely right, Seg. Some people do have more empathy than others. Some people don't display any empathy towards others, do they? And some have more than others, absolutely. Maybe you worded it wrong. It's okay. It's all right. But I get what you're saying. Some have more than others, absolutely. That's very true. I'll go for a few more minutes, guys, and I have to end soon. Anyway, what was I going to say then? Yeah, I've been doing this for over a year. 314, I think it's 314 subscribers as of this morning before this live. Of course, the first step to being monetized on YouTube, which I'm not there yet, is 500 subscribers with 3,000 watch hours. So that's my next target. That's my next target. Of course, I want to become monetized on here. I do. Of course I do. That's what I'm going to achieve. It's already coming. It's already here in a way. But it's a long, long, long journey. It really is. YouTubing, it's a long, long, long journey. Trust me, it's not easy. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm not looking for that viral moment or anything like that. I'm just letting things manifest in a healthy way, let's say. Everyone's going now. I think I need to go too, don't I? Seg's only just finished work. What do you do, Seg? Is a question. Guys, I'm going to go now. No worries, Johnny. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for sharing all your wisdom and all your well thought out perspectives. Thanks for your contributions today. You've been amazing. Enjoy your T-bone steak, mate. And good luck with your channel. Good luck with your channel. Keep going if you want to do that, of course. Richard saying, John, I hope your guitar went well, mate. See you next week, Johnny. Take care, Johnny. Richard says. Johnny saying, Richard, how do you know? Hi, Rich, Seg says. Have I seen you before? Welsh Dragoness is going. Goodbye, Welsh Dragoness. Thank you for being with us. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. You're a carer. All right. What kind of Seg? Do you work in old people's homes? Do you work with children, adolescents, people with disabilities? Richard saying you mentioned it before too, Jonah. You did. I need to go too. Guys, I'm going to go. I think I need to go. I've been here for long enough. It's been a really nice end of life seg. Sorry. Wow. Palliative care, basically. That's a very rewarding but very challenging emotionally job, I'm sure. Bless you, by the way. Fair play to you, Seg. Respect to you for doing that type of work. I've never done that type of work. I've worked in care. I work as a nurse, but I've never done that type of work specifically. That must be really rewarding but very challenging at the same time. I can only imagine. But anyway, guys, I'm going to have to go. Sorry, Seg, you've got me at the end there. I hope you have a really good Sunday, guys. Thank you for being with me here today. I'm going to be here live on Sunday next week. I'm going to be talking about how to navigate life as a 5-dimensional person, with how to get through life, basically dealing with like toxic people, 3-dimensional people that drag you down, how to survive it, how to get through it. So John is saying, wait, no, I have nothing to do. Sorry, you've got homework. John, I've got to go, mate. Thank you for your time, guys. It's been amazing. You've all been great. Thank you. I've had a great discussion today. Don't worry, Seg, if you caught this one late. Don't worry, man. It's all good. I appreciate you all. Hopefully, I'll see you again soon. Check out my channel for when my next live is going to be. Just keep looking after each other. Don't take any shit, but just be the best person that you can be. Vibrate on a higher level, on a higher consciousness level. Learn through the suffering and just survive the peaks and troughs that life will present. Take care, everyone. Hopefully, I'll see you all again soon. So thank you for your time and goodbye.